you!
You're scared. And you should be.
This is not your company anymore.
Leave the cheek of CM Punk.
Out! Combo move! This is what they've been doing! Hey, McAfee!
Everyone shut the up and sit down!
We got a mom in the front row who taught her daughter how to suck dick!
I'm Mina Shirakawa. I used to be a model. I want to put on a big show.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome once again to the Saturday Shenanigans, hosted by yours truly, the Renegade J.J. Williams. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. CM Punk drama bullshit to the side. I still consider Heyman the worst AEW champion they've had. First of all, we're going to bring in Walter Cruz.
I said that as a joke when, what's his name, did his promo Monday. He said, I'm from a prestige university. I said he majored in Steiner, man.
We've got the He-Man, James Hebert, in the house.
I do really cool in dumb things. Mutants.
Right. A lot of shit going on here. A lot of fucking crazy ass shit.
Where is Noah JD? Well, say his name and he appears, because we believe in Noah Foster.
Fuck is this intro? It is one of those things where as fans we do have these desires of what we want to see, but sometimes you can't always get what you want, and there are reasons you truly don't get what you want. I wouldn't even listen to this in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. What the fuck is this shit? God, rapid whack. Like I said, never been a greater time to be a wrestling fan than with more companies in a more lucrative spot, in a more comfortable business spot, in a sense of mind, it seems, than ever. Again, WWE is not the only one. It is not the end-all, be-all. So let's go back to the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams to get the official word. JJ, speak!
Make sure you tune in every week, because you never know who's going to drop in to join the shenanigans. Catboy is in the house.
Hello, my internet family. I say if you want to make them as evil as possible, make them really mad.
We have Mansfield joining the party now. What is going on, Josh?
Like I told no one when we were in Cleveland, him joining JCU was just an unfortunate side effect of my shenanigans towards you, JJ. I know how it can get better, Noah. The panel chooses you.
Shut the fuck up, Josh.
He said that so like.
We got the intro back.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just like how you and I had lunch together the other week.
That was different.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen is here. Say his name and he appears. We believe in King A-Train. There are so many believers in Joe Hendry. The only person on this panel that doesn't believe in Joe Hendry is King A-Train. Tell the world why you do not believe in Joe Hendry.
The reason I do not believe Joe Hendry is he is Fandango 2.0 in a entrance merchant. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Hey! There's nothing wrong with being an entrance merchant. He has some of the best entrances of all time.
Teleporting into the command center, all the way from Angel Grove High, Datilla.
Oh, yeah. I went to the command center on Thursday. I went to Vasquez Rocks, which is where they filmed a lot of episodes. Somebody actually climbed to the very top of those rocks. I made it halfway. I was like, I'm not going up there. Definitely Toni Storm versus Mariah May. That's the one match I probably am looking forward to the most. I really like the story. I'm familiar with all about Eve, so if it plays out that way, I kind of know how this is gonna go.
Say goodnight, Datilla.
Good night.
James, you did say his name. So he shall appear, ladies and gentlemen, first time on the Shenanigans. Jeff Meacham is in the motherfucking house.
All right, we're coming in hard with the botch. All right, fucking hell. It's good to be back. It's good to have an opportunity to talk to the crowd on a Saturday. If you want to have yourself stomach through it, you can go back and watch when the Main Event Mafia took over Impact. That's what James is talking about. So if everybody just joined us, we're talking about people sedating people, attempted murder, boys, and tips. Welcome to Saturday Shenanigans, everybody. Aren't you glad I'm back?
Welcome back, Devin.
Cool.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome once again to the weekly moderated chaos that is the Saturday Shenanigans. It is I, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, here to host and moderate things. Let us begin to bring in the gaggle of fools, as one man calls them, and that man, of course, is the simple man, Noah Foster. Noah, I saw your message in the private chat. I see that you are tired. You look beat, bruv. Aside from being tired, how are you doing this evening?
It's doing all right for the most part. I mean, again, it's pretty decent. It was okay stuff with what we covered. I'm saving AEW for tomorrow. I'm prepared for church tomorrow to go back there. So after the storm stopped that. And overall, just feeling fine. So always good to be here as always.
Good to know. Good to know, man. It's always good to have you around. And I know you're always happy to see me in this chair.
Mm-hmm.
We've also got the third man on the call for the Royal Rumble earlier. Mr. Reliable Walter Cruz is here. How are you doing there, Walter?
I'm tired too, but I'm ready to do this, and the UFC's on, so I'm in my happy place.
Nice. We've also got the Heb man, James Hebert, in the house.
Hello.
The man who I joined to do GCW, and we got to see James get all kinds of squeamish and everything, stabby, and Senor Pus Bubble, and barbed wire doors, and all those good fun things. How are we doing, James?
To be honest, it was a lot less chaotic than it was on most GCW shows, so I am happy just as a result of that. So yes, I am okay. No PTSD ridden James today.
Good. And the last person we'll bring in for now, representing the Wrestle Collective, the Wrestle Fish is here. Ryan, how are we doing this evening, good sir?
I'm really tired.
Okay. I think
Royal
we have
Rumble,
an entire panel
AEW
of
Collision.
individuals.
A lot of wrestling.
I stayed up all day yesterday, so I am not tired. I'm good. I'm the only other person probably that isn't tired.
Okay, I got home at 2 a.m. from House of Glory. And then turned around and had to be back up so I could return the rental car so that I could get back home in time for the Rumble. I think everyone's a little bit tired, a little bit sleepy here. But other than that, you're good, Russell Fish?
Yes.
Good. All right, we'll just jump right into it then, I will ask our guest here, the Russell Fish, and I only say guest because he's not here every week. He's becoming a regular, but he's not here all the time. Do you want to start with the wrestling that we've watched and covered on the channel, or should we talk about the All Elite debut and the NXT star whose contract has expired and chosen not to resign? Where do we start tonight, Ryan?
I feel like we should cover with what we've covered. We should start with what we've covered first.
Fair enough.
In terms of broadcast. For continuity's sake.
Yep.
Fair enough. Well, we were unable to do MLW on Thursday, like I thought, because, they decided they wanted to push it back a week. have it happen
Well,
live
tape
and
delay.
then stream it on YouTube a week later.
I love
Hey.
tape delays.
Well, hey, at least they have a tape delay and they actually told you instead of what we had to deal with, Ryan. Do we want to start with that first or what?
Hold on, James. We're going in order because we also announced we were going to do Global Wars, but apparently that happened live and is going to be aired this week as well. So we weren't able to cover Global Wars as well. So Thursday was just shot for everybody.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
So to our fans out there that were looking forward to the MLW and ROH coverage this week, we apologize. But circumstances beyond our control. Much like last night in House of Glory. So we'll let Ryan and James talk a little bit about what they did or did not see. And then I can kind of take it over for there. And I apologize to the gentlemen. Spoilers will be involved to a certain extent. And then y'all can decide if you want to run it back and retroactively call it or if you just want to let it fly off away.
Speaking of, should I get the? I think I should get that thing real quick.
Do you have the meme?
Go ahead.
Do you have the meme that you can put? Can we just put the meme up?
Yeah. You know what? It's fair. When we get that,
Can we share the meme with the class? It's a still image. It should be fine.
yes, we can. Let me look.
So,
There it is.
as James does that, I will regale you with the tale of last night. So we get in the studio about 20 minutes till the show's supposed to go on. Then we get to we run it down. We think we're running out of time. House of Glory has a lot of production errors all the time to the point where the show rarely ever starts on time. It just is what it is. But after about 25 minutes of this, I'm getting a little bit more heated and more heated to the point where it's just like, I tell James and Nick, who was on call, or supposed to be on call with us, that, if this happens one more time, it's going to be a two-man booth, right? Yeah. Not realizing that it's not going to be a any-man booth. Because I fill my can of water here. I come back and I see at best 140p. And subsequently, the P in Master P stands for pixels, by the way.
There you go. Got any more of them pixels? That's just, by the way, for those who don't understand, that is just a meme version, but that quality above that meme is legitimately the quality that we saw, right?
The show, the stream lasted 11 minutes and 30 some odd seconds. Okay?
Yeah.
And then the stream goes down and it's just pure chaos. And it's just like, they did announce that they will upload it to Triller here in however many days.
I do have an update on that. I'll give it when you're done with your story, though.
Yeah. But all hell broke loose effectively. And if you actually want to entertaining 40 minutes of your life and just listen to Ryan crash the fuck out, it is what it is. It's just like, okay, it's been 8 months since, a particular party's been fired from that organization. And quite frankly, if he worked in video production, man, you haven't hired anybody new. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm going to still enjoy the show. I'm sure Andrade tore it down. I'm sure Starboy Charlie tore it down. And I'm sure you're going to hit me with the spoilers, JJ, and that's completely fine with me. Let them rip. Because honestly, this is the best. What's on screen is more entertainment than I got out of it.
Yeah.
All right? So just is what it is. So, James, do you have anything you would like to add?
I tried to keep them going with like comments, but even I couldn't. We couldn't keep it going, man.
With that stream lasted 58 minutes, which is the shortest commentary call I think we've ever done.
I'm going to have to go back and watch it just to witness the crash out. See if I can find some highlights to clip and upload to the Shorts channel.
Dude, the rant was unbelievable.
Don't. I would actually recommend not doing that. I may have retroactively pissed off Master P or Amazing Red or somebody, but honestly, I'm just trying to provide coverage. Nothing personal against them people.
Yeah. I watched the crash out live, so it was funny.
Dude, it was so fucking funny, man. It was one of the funniest shit.
I wouldn't clip it. I wouldn't clip it. Keep it where it's at, but I would not post shorts.
I think
fair enough. Fair enough, Ryan. I appreciate your honesty. James, Ryan asked if you had anything you wanted to add to that before I start going through my experience.
Yeah.
Before you start adding, hi, Ash.
Hi, Ash.
Lovely that you were able to join us, darling.
Hello.
Yeah, I was in another space and I just said my farewells to everyone before I joined.
Right on.
Couldn't really hear you that time. Hold on.
That's you then. I heard her clear.
Yeah, my headphones fucked up.
Go ahead, James.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly what Ryan said. If there was somebody that you had that was problematic that happened to also help with video production, you probably should have figured this out like 3 months ahead of time at latest. It's now 8 months. And I don't know, man. Like, to me, and this is real, right? Like, this is really how I feel about everything. Like, they have had so many production errors up to this point. I'm aware that there was probably shit beyond their control this time around, but this is after like issues with the audio quality, issues with the commentary track, issues with the lighting. There have been issues with the actual cameras themselves, so much so to the point where when they switch to a camera, you'll see no signal, and then like for like 30 seconds at some points, 3 seconds at other points, and then all of a sudden it comes back. It's been production snafu after production snafu after production snafu. And then Friday night happened. And the most legendary WrestleFish crash out of all time took place.
So far
is accurate.
The hold on. I just wanted to add one last thing.
Yeah, go for it.
This is the worst wrestling show that I've watched all year. And I've watched one properly. And it is what it is. I'm not to get on any tribalistic soapbox here. I wish I could have just been able to watch the show.
Yeah. Me as well. It was woeful.
JJ, did you have fun?
I did have fun. It was a blast.
It was.
Okay. I will say that it seemed odd that the show wasn't starting promptly. And I get independent wrestling, doesn't always start on time, as you pointed out. House of Glory, notorious for starting a little bit late. But it seemed while we were hanging out in the concourse area, milling around the different merch booths, that it felt like it was taking an obscenely longer amount of time than normal. But worked to our benefit, able to go to the bathroom, get to the seats, get some drinks, get my Charles Mason Root of All Evil t-shirt, the whole nine, And then everything started, and I had no knowledge of the technical difficulties. I have no knowledge of the technical difficulties until we get to the 6-person scramble match that got added that wasn't announced beforehand. Mid-card. I think after that there were 3 matches left. The Ali match, the title match, and the Andrade match. But I take a picture during the scramble introductions, and I send it to James, the nouveau narcissist with Hillary P. Wisdom. And James is like, about that. And he starts to clue me in on everything that's going on.
Yeah.
So they left y'all in the dark about it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I low-key was just going to have James not tell you it, and so we can hit you with it live in color to see if we could pop you with the crash out as well. But
still pop them.
But yeah, I mean, for us, it was still a really good show. Like I said, 6-person scramble match, and I'll go ahead and blow this up so it's better seen. Like I said, there's the nouveau narcissist and Hillary P. Wisdom. Got a good shot of them. Got a good shot of Zilla Fatu with his crown jewel title.
You got a better shot than we fucking got, JJ. We didn't know if it was goddamn Zilla.
So many pixels.
Cypress power bombing Shotzi. Got that pretty good shot in action. Shot of my boy, the chocolate juggalo, Willie Mack. It. There it is.
There we are.
All in all, it was a really solid show. We started off, Zilla came out kind of welcoming everybody. His cousin came out and started fucking with him.
What, Lance?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that was. I see.
Went into the first match, which was Starboy Charlie and the infamous banger, like I knew it would be. From there, we went to the women's match, Shotzi and Vipress. I think I don't remember the exact match order. It's irrelevant, but that was a good, solid match. There were a few moments in the match where they were kind of getting sloppy.
Yeah.
Kind of to be expected. Vipress is still trying to get her footing. She's better than some on the indie circuit, but she's not TV ready yet. But her and Shotzi had a decent match. Zilla and Willie was a hard-hitting Haas fight like I knew it would be.
Yeah.
Cash Flow, Ken Broadway versus Mustafa Ali went hard. Apparently, Mustafa Ali was basically brought back to see if Ken Broadway had put in the reps and was ready to actually be part of House of Glory again. And after the match, Ali said that he had earned his spot back on the roster. Ali talking about how it took him 7 hours to get there because of bullshit in Chicago, trying to get out of there. And he was like, it would have been really easy to cancel my flight and everything and just not show up. But that's not the type of person that he is. 5150 versus Main Event. It was cool getting to see Main Event live. Still teasing some dissension there. Like they're possibly leading to a breakup. 5150 got a surprise victory over them. But again, considering the way we've been seeing their downward spiral, it wasn't that surprising. Mason versus Ray Horus was good.
Yep, I bet.
And then the main event, the reason that everybody was there, Andrade El Idolo versus Amazing Red, that shit fucking slaps, yo. Like,
Yeah, of
for
course.
real, it was so good.
Of course it did.
It was so good. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to give away too much because if you guys do go back and watch it, I do want you to be genuinely surprised. I
Yeah.
will say that, you know, no titles changed hands. So that gives you some outcomes right there. But I also didn't expect any to change hands, really.
No.
You know, Vipress isn't going to beat Shotzi. Starboy's not going to beat Infamous. Horus isn't going to beat fucking Mason. Like, let's be real here. You know. But some of the other matches, you know, I thought were really good. There was a huge holy shit spot during the 6-pack scramble. A dude climbed up to the balcony and then did a moonsault off the balcony.
I did see a highlight of that.
I have a full-on video because he literally climbed up to the balcony where we were and then climbed up to the next balcony. So as soon as he got up to our level, I started filming him because I knew it was going to be some holy shit moment.
Yeah.
So I've got like 2 minutes of footage of him getting up there, getting situated, waiting for his cue. Like, I'll try to chop it down a little bit, but the entire crowd was chanting, "Please don't die."
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. That's about
But
right.
yeah, the House of Glory show was solid. I do think they will be coming back. When, I don't know. The Globe Theater was a nice theater. Aside from the stuff that I mentioned, the other highlight was getting to catch up for a few minutes with friend of the channel, the epic Doug Mallow.
Yeah.
You know, he was there hanging out around the 5150 merch table because I believe Slice Boogie is a Santino's alumni, which means that he's Cali-based. Doug being Cali-based, you know, I think that's why he was kind of hanging out over in that general vicinity. But he's 2 months ahead of schedule on his arm recovery. Hoping to be back here, I think he said by WrestleMania, if everything keeps progressing the way that it has been. It was supposed to be a longer time out, but with the progress he's making, he's thinking he might be ready for the collective shows. Knock on wood, hopefully everything goes good for him. But yeah, it was a solid show for us. So hopefully when you guys get to run it back and watch it again, whether you do it as a retro watch along or you just watch it as your leisure, since you guys have access to Triller, I hope you guys enjoyed as much as we did.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I wish we could have seen it, man. It sounds like I knew that show was actually probably going to be a kick-ass show, too. It's like one of the few ones that really looked good on paper.
We did see Denise Salcedo there. She was in the balcony across from us.
Yeah.
Datilla actually noticed her first and was like, "Is that Denise Salcedo over there?" And so I tweeted, you know, I think I spy with my little eye at the balcony across from me, Denise Salcedo, and I, added her. I was like, if it is you, hi, from the guy in the Justice League shirt.
Nice. Nice.
Because keeping with my tradition of wearing character button downs, I had one with like the Justice League characters on. And I could see her looking at her phone and then looking across, like trying to see me a couple times. But we never got to interact with her or talk to her. So, but yeah, she was there as well. And ironically, she announced today that Shotzi is going to be her guest at her live show in Vegas. So I'm assuming she probably ironed those details out while she was there,
Yeah, fair. Get your business. Get your business going.
Yep. But the House of Glory show, according to Triller, which of course we were on tonight for GCW, That will be airing at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific tomorrow night. So if you guys want to double feature after doing the Superpower Slam, you can. Again, if you just want to chop it up and not do it, there's that option as well. But that is when it'll be airing on Triller at the later date, since you guys knew about that. James knew, because I was able to tell him when we went in for the GCW show, but now you know, Ryan. So I will let you guys converse in private and make that call.
Yes.
If you guys want to, you can just use the graphics you've already got, pretty much copy and paste the description that was in the description thing and put a take 2 on it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, fair.
I'll let you guys discuss that on your own, though, and figure that out. But that was House of Glory.
Good for you. At least you got
Good, solid West Coast debut. And again, they pretty much sold the place out. It was packed in there. I definitely think they'll be coming back. Lots of thank you red chants at the end with him being in the main event. You know, not just for the match that he put on, but, you know, for bringing House of Glory to the West Coast, thanking him. So,
yeah. Fair.
From there, we go to the Royal Rumble. And since he's been so quiet, I'll let Noah kind of take the lead here. Noah.
What's up? Right. Royal Rumble. So Royal Rumble from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We kick things off with the women, of course. Ladies first, as I'm sure Ash is very excited about. It definitely was a different outlook versus regular Rumble expectations. I wouldn't say you got a lot of surprise and nostalgia, but there was a lot more focus on the current roster that should carry the future if booked correctly. Stars that really shine include, but not limited to, Last Legend and Soruka, actually. We also saw the return of the Bellas together, including Jane's favorite auto-tune fiend, Brie Mode. We also saw a pickup of the rivalry with Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch revisited, as the Queen was the Iron Woman starting off at number 1. Came up short. One of the big standouts, though, definitely was Last Legend. I think they definitely are giving her a proper showcase to push for the future, as she eliminated not only the Bellas, she also eliminated Io Sky, marquee names currently of WWE. First, remember, we saw Natty in the Women's Royal Rumble. We actually saw Natty kick a little bit of ass. Her Maxine got a little bit of a scrap, but she actually eliminated, sorry, Ash, the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, Becky Lynch. It was not AJ Lee. AJ Lee was not involved in this Rumble at all. Really, it came down to, can alliances still hold true to each other? The first one that fell apart was Asuka, as Kairi Sane inadvertently eliminated her with a sliding form to Io Sky got out of the way. And the silent rage, pun intended, on Asuka's face, I fear for Kairi Sane's well-being. Just saying. Going from there, regarding further relationships, we saw starting the Royal Rumble was actually Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, who teased a lot of, I'm going to trap you with my finishing move, my finishing move, my finishing move, but they still kept their heart together. Now, whether or not one's heart broken versus the other, Charlotte Flair did inadvertently eliminate Alexa Bliss after eliminating Nia Jax as well, who for duration was the biggest threat. Go figure. Unfortunately, the leader of America also failed, but Alba Fire definitely did her best to protect the president, and it was always a fun moment with Chelsea Green in there. Go figure. Also, meh. But in the end, it actually came down to what he politely called the blonde triage of Soruka, Liv Morgan, you know, always the bridesmaid, never the bride, and Tiffany Stratton came out number 30. Came back from injury and looked quite fine, actually, in the ring. It was a unique sequence where all three at one point were literally hanging from the top rope with the feet just inches from the floor, and none of them really skinned the cap, but they all get up on the apron. And then it came down to who could hit the last haymaker and who could take the other two off the apron. By the way, Soruka again, her move out of nowhere, moments picked up when she got two soul snatches at once. In the end, Tiffany Stratton, who basically stopped So from, I think she was trying to do an attempted soul snatch off the ring post, made Soruka wiped out face first on the floor, while Liv Morgan sent Timothy Stratton to oblivion, holding on to the top rope of the left hand for the first time ever, the most consecutive Royal Rumble participant in Women's Rumble history. Liv Morgan won the Women's Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, this was a very solid match. Few different people in the chat room were not upset at the outcome, but saying that it was a disappointing Rumble because of no surprises or whatever. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, okay, the IWC talks all this trash about how the WWE is reliant on nostalgia. And with the exception of Brie Bella, who might actually be back for a final run, just like Nikki returned last year, there was no nostalgia pops. Everybody was a contracted WWE superstar. There was no knockouts. There was no AAA. There was no Trish Stratus or Lita or Mickie James or any of these. It was 29 women from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. And Brie Bella. Like, seriously, I don't know what more can be done to try to shake the fickleness of the IWC, because you just can't please people.
Yeah, well, JJ, it's the classic proverb. You can please some of the people all the time, but you can't please all of the people all the time. But also, there are some other interesting setups and teases here as the Royal Rumble does kind of dictate, okay, what happens with this versus this. Look at the names in 19 through 21. Julia, Io Sky, Asuka. They each all had their own little intermingling moment. At one point, Io was double teamed by Julia and Asuka. Liv Morgan actually eliminated Big Mommy Cool Raquel Rodriguez. While Roxanne Perez was not the Iron Woman this year, she also had a great run. And Kiana James, for what it was worth, she lasted for quite a long time, much to both me, JJ's, and my surprise. But yeah, Last Legend, Shoruka, incredible performances. And the Bellas actually eliminated Bailey and Lara Valkyria, going more to what JJ is referring to, and maybe they're going for one last run to finally become women's tag team champions. And freaking Rhea Ripley might need a rearranged spine after Raquel chocolate bombed her on the apron. Hard.
Yeah, but all in all, it was a solid match. Datilla pointed out, I don't know if you saw, Ryan, Becky looked like the gold beast morpher.
I didn't get to see
I
it.
mentioned I thought Io looked like the Yellow Ranger, straight up.
You straight up did. And again, Japanese origin of Power Rangers. We're not going down that geek road again, though. But anyway.
Yeah, not trying to go down that rabbit hole, but just ironic. 100% ironic. But
so yeah, that was the Women's Royal Rumble. And again, congratulations to first-time number one, 14, and first-time ever winner. Keyword, folks, a first-time ever winner who's been in every Women's Royal Rumble since fracking 2018. Liv Morgan.
Yeah. The best showings, like Noah said, whether they are on the main roster now or they're still in, were the women of my NXT. Roxanne Perez, Julia, freaking Lash Legend, Kehlani Jordan, Sol Ruka, JC Jane. You know, I could keep going. I'm going to stop. I think I've made my point. Kiana James lasting way longer than everyone gave her credit for.
Right.
You know, my NXT showed up and showed out here tonight. And even Noah had to acknowledge them as to why they may still not be his NXT.
Never will.
He had to acknowledge the fact that my NXT showed the fuck out. Lola Vice. She may have been the most disappointing out of my NXT. Sorry, Walter. But seriously, that's maybe the most disappointing one out of my NXT. Because she didn't last that long.
No.
She came in, did her booty shimmer, and she was pretty much out. She lasted longer than Rusev did. But that's not saying much.
No, it's not. I'll tell you that much right now. It is not.
Walter, anything you want to add to the Women's Rumble?
The fact there was over double digits, by the way, when number 30 was out, by the way, also shows how far they were trying to push this thing. There was close to like half the field left after number 30 was in the ring. It was ridiculous.
Good match. Yeah, Lash Legend. I think she eliminated 5 or 6 people alone. Good showing. I got to pick. I got to say Lola when she came out because we were going back and forth with the numbers. So overall, good match. Good. Congratulations to Liv. Finally, she was a bride instead of always a bridesmaid. But yeah, it was great. For the people that say lack of surprises, yeah, you can't satisfy everyone. But I feel like in order to the same people that were bitching about that the new generation isn't getting a chance, you're not pushing new superstars. They do it, and then you complain that they didn't bring back nostalgia for the Royal Rumble. So, oh shit. Okay, but yeah. Okay, good.
Yes, P-Pop. There's the Mario moment I was waiting for.
There goes Walter.
We need a cutout of Walter with a shakeout like they did with the Mario ones when Walter gets those key points for UFC. But yeah, and again, like I said, when it comes to me looking at WWE particularly, I'm asking them to show me what's ahead for this coming in the next generation. And this Women's Royal Rumble, for the first time since I can recall in short history, justified there is a lot that could come forward if booked properly for the women of WWE. I was very impressed. It was a pretty damn good Rumble. So even if you didn't watch it, I encourage you to take a chance and see for yourself what is to come and who could be a standout to come, not just name Soruka or Lash Legend.
James, Ryan, or Ash, anything that you'd like to say about the Rumble? Go ahead, Ryan. I saw your hand.
I just want to add a couple things. One, Gear of the Night goes to Roxanne Perez with her Shigo Kim Possible inspired gear.
I noticed that too, yeah.
There. I knew he was going to go there.
But to the no surprises thing, who would? I mean this with respect, okay? Because I've watched every Women's Royal Rumble. Who the fuck do you want in the Royal Rumble? Like usually the Men's Rumble has the least amount of surprises in it over the course of the last 4, 5, 6 years. All right.
This is accurate.
So, I don't praise WWE a lot anymore.
Same.
I've said that the Royal Rumble is the only show that they have a year that still has its magic. Okay, that you can sit down, if you don't watch any show the entire year, and you just sit and you watch the Royal Rumble, it's the most bare bones, basic thing you can use, and it's still impressive. And every woman in this match showed out. I am not a fan of JJ's NXT in real time.
Same.
These women showed up, impressed me. And this is me saying it, JJ. I don't watch WWE. We haven't had too many conversations this last year where I've talked positively about WWE.
I know this.
This was a good Rumble. And congrats, Liv Morgan. I'm looking forward to her and Big Mommy Cool at Mania.
Sounds like you're already calling what Monday Night Raw might be, because again, let's keep in mind here, everybody, Raquel Rodriguez is challenging Stephanie Valkyria La Primera for the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship this Monday night on Raw in a Philadelphia street fight.
Yeah, to Ryan's point, I think we've had just about every blast from the past surprise guest we could get, with the exception of Sable.
Yeah, right.
Much.
You know, we've had Trish, we've had Lita, we've had Mickey, we've had Ivory, we've had Molly. You know, I think we've had Jacqueline.
Yes.
We've had Melina.
Yes.
We've had Michelle McCool more times than I'd like to count.
Accurate.
Jazz maybe.
Gail Kim maybe, now that she's a free agent again and it's not the Vince McMahon era. Maybe Gail for a surprise appearance would be cool.
Yeah.
Layla, I still would like to see. That's the only way I want to see Michelle in the Rumble again, is if Layla comes out and we get a Late Cole reunion.
And she eliminates her.
That is the only way I want to see Michelle McCool in another fucking Rumble. But yeah, it's like we've pretty much had, you know, are we going to trot Leilani Kai out there?
Please, no.
I mean, she's active on X. Maybe she can get in the ring and do something. It'd be like having the Fabulous Moolah or Mae Young come out there.
I think there were.
I'm just making an example in the fact that there's very few people that you could really pull anymore that would be a surprise. To Ryan's point, we've done the nostalgia, and the fact that, you know, there used to be a time when the Rumble began when it was like, do they even have 30 women for the Rumble? And this year there was 29 women. You could have put Alba in there. That would have been 30 instead of giving it to Brie.
I agree,
There's
by the way.
Other NXT women you could have given that spot to instead of giving it to Brie.
Surprised they didn't put
You could have
Jaguar.
given it to some women from Evolve or like a Kendall Gray instead of giving it to Brie.
With a lust in Kendall.
You know, point being, they had women left over. I'm not mad Brie was in it. I popped for Brie. I hate her song, but I prefer her to Nikki.
Remote.
You know, but we're at the point now where we've exhausted everybody.
I mean, look at the list, guys. Read the names, and like also keep this in mind. Every single person, outside Brie too, maybe a degree, is basically a current or active WWE superstar. If I was to change out a couple of names, yes, I would love to see Kendall Gray because, okay, you finally get Evolve on here. Kendall Gray, breakout, chosen by John Cena, the Iron Survivor of last year, lest we forget, who literally got a last-second buzzer beater, better than most sports teams in the NBA. I don't know much about the WNBA. And outside of Brie, again, Brie and Nikki actually worked together mostly as a team. Also got eliminated as a team. So again, this Rumble, outside the fact you didn't get your usual nostalgia, it was focusing on the current generation, and maybe outside Selena, you really didn't have a spot wasted.
Yeah, you didn't. And like, you had Soul in there, you could have had Zarya. It would have been nice to see Zarya and Rhea go face to face.
Look at Ash.
But again, like, you're reaching at straws there. The fact that WWE has enough women that they could fill an entire Rumble and have women left over that didn't get used speaks volumes on where they were when this thing began.
Amen.
And that's the way I look at it. Again, ever the optimist.
For once,
I wasn't
believe it or
even
not,
watching in 2018 when the Rumble began for the women.
For once, believe it or not, folks, JJ and I are on the same page in this case because I completely agree. As someone who wants to see women's wrestling thrive, evolve, and succeed, especially when it comes to WWE, where the only real showcase outside of the Triple Threat WrestleMania was what me and Ash called it Evolution. And then what you did with the roster. Okay, here's the Royal Rumble. Look at our locker room now. See what we got. Now WWE use them. Don't fuck it up.
Thank you for your input, Ryan. Asher, James, anything you want to add before Noah moves on? Go ahead, James. I see your hand.
All right.
And then I guess we'll go to the lady lap.
The only thing I have to add is congrats on all you guys for, and I guess all of our efforts for getting over like 1,500 viewers across all of our platforms.
No, not that many. Not that many. It was 634.
Not
1,500.
No.
Now you're being WWE and embellishing the numbers.
Wait. Stop it. Why do people jump down my fucking throat? Stop it.
You're a fucking idiot.
I'm not a fucking... All right.
Refer to Burger.
No, I'm not referring to Burger.
Are you talking
I'll
about
tell
the
you.
poodle?
I think
talking about
what
the
James is
whole
doing,
show.
and correct me if I'm wrong, James, he may be adding all the
Yes.
views since we went off the air.
Yes, and
Okay.
by the way, 1,000 of those were the Rumble. That's total viewership for the Rumble. So congrats to y'all.
Got you. Okay. I thought you were talking about live because we had 634 people watching us live as we were going off the air.
Again, I just focused on the mod. I had no damn clue.
And every single channel we were on had at least one person watching.
Yes.
So congratulations to everybody, whether you had one person on your channel or two people on your channel or 300 people watching on your X account. But between Ash's channel, Noah's, Walter's, James's, mine, the Russell Collective YouTube, the Russell Collective X, and the Simply Reliable Studios X, 634 people tuned in for our Rumble coverage. The only person that I saw that I follow that had more views than us on X was Mini Portable.
Yeah.
She was in the 1,000 something. She had about double what we had. That's still good company.
Yeah, very good company. Just wanted to
There were people that were doing watch-alongs that had way less than us.
Yeah.
On the X. I didn't look at YouTube, didn't want to look at the YouTube. I was just looking at X because X is, like I keep telling y'all, X is where the trick is. Going to the side, clicking to post the link as it's on, using the hashtag Royal Rumble so that it tweets it out, the numbers start going up because anybody that's searching hashtag Royal Rumble for updates now sees our videos. I used hashtag Royal Rumble for the Shenanigans tonight. Look at the numbers. We've got 80-something viewers right now. We never have that for Shenanigans. I used hashtag AEW Collision because that was on tonight, hashtag Royal Rumble, and hashtag GCW Crushed because all those things were today. Look at our numbers. We never have that for Shenanigans.
People care about wrestling as long as you get the word out, then that's a good thing. That being said, figure for that, James, and figure for that, JJ. Stay tuned for the next episode of Unreal, the Super Reliable Studios session, when it comes to these two gentlemen agreeing or disagreeing on production. And now we go down to our Canadian friend Ash to give her lovely thoughts on the women's Royal Rumble match. Go ahead.
So I didn't watch all of Royal Rumble, but I did watch the women's Rumble.
Good.
Because I'll be real with you. I was looking at the card, and it's like the only two matches that interest me were the Rumbles matches, and I haven't made my way to the men's yet. So I just
get ready to be spoiled.
Oh, it's okay. I already know. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, we went with the safe pick for the men's. Yay. I'm on the board, though, but yay. At what cost, though?
Welcome to the league, Ash. You're
I know my
spoiling
mom's
out
happy.
everyone else, by the way.
I know my mom's really happy because she's a big Roman Reigns fan. Spoilers.
But back to the women.
Yeah, I like this Rumble. I loved the theming of teams, whether it be alliances being formed, tag teams reuniting, falling apart. I also like how we're adding potential tag matches and tag teams as well, and setting up opponents for the IC title as well. And I'm looking forward to see what happens with Liv Morgan, who she chooses to go after. And I hope this adds to the Judgment Day drama because I love the Judgment Day melodrama. It is one of my favorite things about Monday Night Raw because I've been watching Raw as of for the past few weeks now.
Okay, dude, between Roxanne, Raquel, and Dom, the Judgment Day could be a fucking telenovela.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
On Telemundo and shit, like for real.
And it's what's keeping me. It's one of the many things I love about Monday Night Raw, and I'm just like, I can't wait for it to implode. Especially like who's going to leave, who's going to stay, and it's just it's so juicy, and I love it. I love that shit. I love melodrama in my wrestling.
To a degree, I can also agree. So I'm just waiting to see who implodes first on the other. And based on what we saw, my money's on Raquel or Liv Morgan. All right, well, fair enough. So again, folks, there is your Women's Royal Rumble, verbatim, top to bottom. Iron Woman was Charlotte Flair. Most eliminations, I believe, was Lash Legend. Standout performers was Lash Legend and Soruka. And your winner was number 14 for the first time, both in number and competitor, Liv Morgan. Congratulations.
Noah, I have to ask you, and I'm not trying to get you riled up. I don't need angry Tasmanian Devil Noah. But after what you saw this morning, will you please start putting some respect on JC's name?
For someone that truly was nothing more but a third wheel that became nothing but an accessory and a second wheel, trying to prove something to Shawn Michaels indifferent and wrong, I'll give Jessie Jane credit for how much she has evolved. Good performance for your NXT. Good performance for the competitor, that's Jessie Jane. Still don't give a shit all about your NXT or her as champion, but it's still a crowning moment.
I'm not asking for all that. I'm not asking for you to be like, it's my NXT now, and I'll tune in every Tuesday to the CW network. And I'm not expecting you to bow down, but just I feel like the hatred was too venomous on her. And like, two-time NXT Women's Champion, Knockouts Champion, former NXT Tag Champion 2 times. And then her performance in the Rumble tonight, this morning, it was like, I asked you then, put some respect on her name, and you just vehemently would not give her an iota of respect. So that's all I'm asking now is, do you now put some respect on her name?
I'm going to be a wrestling fan of my own decorum if I didn't after seeing her performance. Fine. I'll give her flowers. Good stuff.
Thank you,
I love the fact Soruka snatched her soul, though, teasing that hopefully maybe she's the one to take the towel off her.
Yes, Ash.
I want to say I just want to give a shout out to the women of NXT. They did a really good job, and they all had a good showing. Whether they were just on the brand or the call-ups too, they all had a very good, solid showing.
Thank you, Ash. Thank you. For that is my NXT. Damn it.
What a fucking fight. I have no clue.
All right. Well, that being said, moving on from there, from happiness to something that's going to be bittersweet.
Hold on. Datilla chiming in the chat. She was the double J of TNA.
Oh my God. Help me.
Please. There is no help for you, James.
Wee woo.
Please move on. I like Double J, Jeff Jarrett, but
well, speaking of Double J, Jeff Jarrett, and of course his nostalgia that was his in TNA, let's talk about who was the original X Division champion of TNA and the phenomenal one who took on the Ring General Gunther. It was a long, hard, bloody, freaking endurance that led to a career murder. As AJ Styles did everything he could to try and overcome the Ring General's power, but every chance that AJ got, Gunther knocked his fucking head off with a clothesline or a chop. At one point, bludgeoning him over and over and over again, nearly to the point of referee calling for a disqualification. There was a point he was able to get the calf crusher, try to keep him towards center, try to look for the tap out, but Gunther, there was no fake out tap out this time. Just sheer endurance, and I think a level of aggravation. Things really kicked into high gear, though, of course, when AJ was finally able to hit the Styles Clash on him after neutralizing his leg with a 450 splash from the top rope for AJ's nearest fall. And then the end of the match to just keep things short and simple because it was a match of endurance. And we know Gunther's simplicity as the Ring General. Chops, clotheslines, take your fucking head off with a lariat, sleeper holds. The career killer used his career-killing finisher and did not let go whatsoever. 4 to 3 times, somehow he adjusted, takeover, bringing AJ back towards center, squeezing the life out of Phenomenal every chance he could, while AJ still relentlessly tried to fight back until the hand could not cease to hit the mat. Ladies and gentlemen, the phenomenal AJ Styles career is over. Gunther won via submission, incapacitation, sleeper hold. As AJ was about to take the gloves off and leave them in the ring, he put him back on to show once again, thanking the fans with the P1, taking in the moment for a good 3 minutes. AJ Styles is done. Gunther wins again.
At least his WWE career is done. I would like to believe that it's done, but they kept beating to death that this could be the end of his WWE career. So the $1 million question is, does he have one more run in TNA? You know, at least like until Bound for Glory. I'd be here
TNA
for
pay him?
I don't know. I don't know if TNA pays him. I don't know if AMC pays him. I don't know if WWE pays him because he's still technically under contract until I think February or March.
Correct.
So it's like, I'm not sure how that would work. I don't know if it would be a per appearance deal or a 3-month contract. But I'd be okay with it because we were talking about it a little bit in Able Space, and I know you were there, Ryan. You know, there's people there for him to have matches with, whether it's one more round with Frankie Kazarian, or whether it's putting over a Leon Slater or a Mike Santana, maybe having another round with Eric Young. You know, there's a good array of opponents there, much like the Cena Farewell Tour. But I'd be okay with him having a 6-month run there as long as they didn't waste the matches.
Lord knows TNA needs some sort of talent. They almost have a skeleton crew size roster right now, especially with the firing of Steve Macklin.
I'm not going to sit on my soapbox. I'm not going to pitch what I want for AJ Styles. AJ Styles will do what AJ Styles needs to do for him, his family, and everybody in between. He's got a lot of kids.
Right.
He's got a lot of kids. That's a lot of college buds. And I know that he's insinuated that he was done in the past. He said that this would be his last WWE contract, and now he's no longer necessarily insinuating that he's done from wrestling, which is why he put the gloves back on. Like, it is what it is. Whatever he decides to do, because I've been watching him 25 years.
Well, he's had a 26-year career, so you've pretty much almost seen everything from him.
So, like, I will finish watching his career. If he goes to TNA, I'll watch him there. If he goes to AEW, I'll watch him there. If he freelances, I will watch him. And that's how I look at it. But the AJ Styles retirement tour could have many, many homes.
I wouldn't mind seeing him do a few dates on the independents. Just because, when AJ Styles was first making his name, NWA Wildside, before NWA TNA was a thing, PWG, Ring of Honor, IWA Mid-South. Like, AJ's known for those independents.
He really is.
I'd love to see one shot at House of Glory, one shot at GCW, maybe a one-off at Juggalo Championship, taking on whoever the champion is at that point. Maybe see him on an episode of NWA Power since he's a former holder of the 10 pounds of gold.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. See him go against whoever the champion is at that point.
Yeah.
Let's make the AJ Styles retirement tour special if we're going to do it. Let him show up and do a match at All In or Forbidden Door. Don't make him all elite. Don't sign him to a contract. But a one-off. I'd be here for that.
I'm still waiting for Kenny Omega.
Even Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor featuring the ROH return of AJ Styles for one night only.
Mm-hmm. I'd be for it. Again, time will tell.
Wrestling Revolver.
Yeah.
AJ Styles.
Just name a promotion, put AJ Styles in your marquee. Enough said. We could be here all night.
For one night only.
It's not denied. It's not defined by WWE. Yes, he was defined by the last decade, but truly, the phenomenon was defined by professional wrestling more than most people in this industry. Period. That being said, Ash, what are your takes? And I'll tell you this, by the way, the way that Gooper set up AJ and that relentless sleeper hold, he was going for the phenomenal form, caught him in a fireman's carry, changed it into electric chair position, and dropped down and clutched him and never let go.
I saw that. I have Royal Rumble on in the background, and just as we got to this match, I was like, discussion, the match just had finished.
Wow.
And this is a really solid match. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to see what AJ decides to do next, if he is going to be touring around all these promotions. I can't wait if he is actually going to do that, to see who his opponents are. If he goes to AEW, cool. I'm going to follow him there. If he goes to TNA, I'm going to follow him there. I just want to see if AJ wrestle everyone everywhere, because I know it's going to be a solid match, because even though AJ wants to call it quits, the man can still he is a hooper, he is a worker, whatever the terms are.
Yeah. There's people out there in the wrestling spaces that say there are no real needle movers anymore.
No.
Yeah.
If AJ Styles signs a deal with TNA, that's going to move the needle.
Yep.
Absolutely,
if AJ Styles signs a deal with AEW, it could be the biggest signing since they landed Punk.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
AJ Styles might be the last real needle mover right now.
Shit.
Because his career is over. So he has that ability. You know, the next real needle mover might not be until Randy Orton or something. But AJ Styles has that value if he does it. But I would rather him do what we're talking about and just do a legitimate world tour and let him go. Let him do a match in New Japan.
Yep.
Let him enter the G1 climax this year.
Ooh, yo,
Stop it.
yo,
Okay.
hey.
Look, I'm getting Noah excited there.
Hey.
Go on, do it.
Ooh. AJ Styles and Repro would be pretty dope, because he has history there too.
Michael Oku and AJ Styles, I'd be for it. I mean, Michael Oku is literally the king of the half crab. Put him in Pro Wrestling Noah. He already took on Marufuji. Doesn't mean he can't take on the likes of Masa Kitamiya or Amakusa. You know, I'm for it. I'm legit for this.
Free agent AJ Styles. I'm for it, man.
There you go.
So many possibilities that we can do with AJ now.
But bottom line, we don't want it to be done here. Put him in Major League Pro Wrestling. Take on I don't care who.
Josh Alexander versus AJ Styles.
Just let me hear Marvinello call one more match of AJ Styles, like he did call all the matches back when he was on 2016 and called the John Cena trilogy. Please and thank you.
Walter or James, anything you want to add to this AJ Styles stuff?
I'll say this. I have yet to watch the Rumble. I am looking forward to watching this. I am happy for AJ that he can kind of hang up this part of his career. I hope to see him in other places. I think everybody is like, well, it was time for him to wind down. Why doesn't he just retire in WWE? AJ should retire on the indies, even if that means signing with the other company in AEW, which is basically pro indie. I say that because AJ Styles, his entire career is basically one big fuck you to the Fed. Fuck you, I can make it. And he did. He is the only wrestler in the history of pro wrestling, or one of the few in pro wrestling, that has held the IWGP World Championship, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
And the TNA World Championship.
And the ROH title, too.
Yep. Just about every championship you can think of, this man's won. But the three in particular are the most prestigious lineages in all of pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
AJ did that.
Oh, he also held the Repro heavyweight title, too, at one point.
Yes, he did. The British Heavyweight Championship. Very good, Ash.
It was inconceivable that a TNA guy could go over to WWE, especially the face of TNA, and become their face that runs the place, right? He did that. He accomplished that more than once.
And he bypassed NXT.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Vince didn't know Jack Dilly about him.
That's ultimately where it comes down to, man. Like, he proved everybody wrong. I can't think of a better way for him to go out on his shield than to do it in the Indies, where he made his name in the first place.
Amen.
That's me. That's how I feel about it.
If there's truly a king of the Indies, it's not Ricochet, it's AJ Styles.
Yeah.
I just echo everybody's sentiment. There's not much more to add. It was a hell of a night. It was sad to see, but I do think putting the gloves down, faking it, and putting them back on does mean something. So whatever's next, this chapter, but it would be fun to see him go to a producer role, and him and Bobby Roode are producers. Like, who would think that? Like, after what the shit they did at TNA, that'd be kind of funny.
Oh, I love that match. I'm gonna go back.
Bobby
and
Roode,
let them run into each other
Petey
backstage.
Williams.
Yeah, TNA takes over WWE. Maybe we actually get some really great creative for once. Just saying. Freaking calling a summit of TNA wrestling. Thanks, JJ. Thanks, Walter, by the way. But you're mostly silent during that match, by the way. This guy, by the way, guys, was one of the most silent, non-jovial, non-pun intended people I've ever seen on a call during a match. He barely spoke a damn word. I was basically carrying the whole thing almost by myself. And again, AJ, at the moments that he almost got the fall, it's almost like he had ASMR moments, figuring like, especially with the takeover about that AJ got
it's
out
because it was hitting me that it's actually could be over, and it's like I said, it was messing with my own mortality to think that all these people are retiring that I grew up watching. It's like, what the fuck? I'm feeling old.
So you were
Dude, seriously, like watching, I think it started for all of us this past year when we did the Sabu match. And
that
just
was name of retirements across the board. And you added Sabu, while I added Hiroshi Tanahashi, Nane Takamichi. We talk about John Cena, the former Fuego del Sol, Michael Satomura retired. It's incredible to think about these people we follow for so long as fans of this business, on their journey, for their craft, for their presentation, that are basically done.
Well, I was going to wait on this until we got later on, but since we're talking about retirements, Walter.
What?
Oh, Jesus. Yep.
Well,
the Sandman's final match will be part of GCW Joey Janela's spring break, which we will be at.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I get to see Sandman last match. I hope I get to drink a beer with him, and I don't even like beer.
No shit. As they were running the video package, I legit was starting to get tears welling in my eyes already.
Yeah,
the
man.
construction worker that wielded a kendo stick and bashed his brains in every match with a beer can, bleeding before he got in the ring, is sober enough to say he's finishing professional wrestling. Wow.
And the question is, who's he going to fight? The obvious choice would be Joey Janela. He fought Sabu, but you know, we'll see what happens. You know, if it's going to be a hardcore match, maybe it'll be Tremont.
Oh Jesus!
Maybe it'll be Otis for the Ultraviolent Championship.
I say you pick whoever is the drunkest and have them fight him.
There's not gonna be a match. That's just literally gonna be two people that are gonna be able to stand with the
Hey, Triple H, let them borrow Gunther for this.
Hey, Kid Bandit, Kid Bandit, remember that time where you drank yourself almost getting eliminated out of the clusterfuck battle royal? Yeah, where you at? Fight
Well,
Sandman.
I mean, recently Kid Bennett did challenge Mr. McKenzie and Preston Eve. Awesome match, by the way. You can watch it on YouTube, folks. So, I mean, not too far-fetched. But
Kid Bandit's going to be part of Effie's Big Gay Brunch, so be in the region.
Yeah, but he's right there. So, yeah, last time I saw Sam, I met him live. We flipped off the world. I saw him wrestle live at Chaos Wrestling in 2018, coming out to Enter the Sandman by Metallica, of course. So you all are in for one heck of a fun last time.
This is a full circle moment because if you think about it, Sandman made an appearance during Sabu's final match. And now here we are a year later, and Sandman is going to have his final match.
True. Charles, you know why Ryan is thinking? He's thinking, man, I do shows with this goober. That's what he's thinking.
Do you regret it yet? Yeah,
RVD lives in Vegas too, so he might pop up.
Recifish, do you regret it?
I'm just trying to process the options.
Oh boy.
Ideally, I want him to go out on his shield.
Yeah.
Or a beer keg.
And give him Bear Bronson.
Bear Bronson!
Ooh, that's a shout.
That's not a bad one.
You know what? God damn it, my brain's running into overdrive. James.
Yeah.
Too Tough Tony.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Because if you think about it, the Sandman was the guy who would pour beer into fans' throats as he was drinking and smoking on the way to the ring.
This is accurate.
What does Too Tough Tony do? He gives fans shots at ringside, pouring his bottle into their mouth.
Yeah, this is true.
It's the new version and the old version. I'm not saying that Too Tough Tony is new.
No.
Definitely had his time as well, but Joey Janela has been around the block as well. Tremont's been around the block as well, you know. It's the original and the copy going toe-to-toe. I could see Too Tough Tony and Sandman. And JCW is going to be part of the collective.
Yeah.
Running their own show that same night. Honestly, they got the midnight show.
Yeah.
They're going to be the show after spring break. So he'll already be at the venue probably.
Again, Las Vegas, who's not going to be there that night during that weekend doing who knows what in and out of a wrestling ring. Just saying. Well, enjoy that final Sandman entrance and experience and match. JJ and Walter versus Blank. Ash, anything you want to add regarding Sandman versus Blank, his last match, or the AJ before we get back to our regular scheduled programming?
It's going to be interesting to see who his last opponent is. Yeah. And I hope the match turns out well, you know, for a Sandman match. I hear that, I don't want to sound like a dickhead and say it's just nostalgia, but at the same time, it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah.
Sandman was never the greatest technician.
No.
So I'm not expecting a Benoit Angle Matt Classic.
Yeah.
As long as it's entertaining, as long as Sandman gets some of the greatest hits in there.
Yeah.
You know, let him hit the Rolling Rock.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Swanton that he did.
Yep.
Let him get some kendo stick shots in. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
But getting to see him make the Sandman entrance one more time, that's going to be so cool because I've said it before. I was at the only show where the real ECW came to LA. And Sandman walked in front of the barricade where I was sitting, but he didn't come up to my section. So, like, I've seen an entrance before, but that was 26 years ago.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Okay, some of y'all were wee lads and lasses back then.
This is accurate.
So,
yep.
just it's crazy to think that I'm gonna get to see the last one.
Well, it's not a dream, it's a reality. So enjoy that. And again, AJ Styles, thank you for your career, WWE and blank, to see what the future holds for the Phenomenal One. Stay tuned, folks. I'm sure it'll be a Chris Van Vliet interview, if nothing else, outside the one he just recently did. But something tells me this guy's not ready to leave it alone inside a wrestling ring yet. Just saying. All right. Well, that being said, moving on to our semi-main, Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. Drew won. Drew McIntyre, he literally claymored Sami Zayn's face 4 times, made it as personal as possible. It did raise the people's spirits, though, seeing Sami Zayn come out. The ultimate, of course, underdog from the underground. He fought very hard. He, at one point, was able to get the haluva kick, but just draped the arm over. The story here, though, was early in the match with a topic on Kilo. Looked like he rearranged his lower lumbar. And the referee was almost wondering, did he injure himself? And again, Drew McIntyre did not give a fuck. Stayed constantly on the attack. At one point, 3 future shot DDTs in a row, showing how almost aggravated he was being in Sami Zayn at this point. And Sami Zayn, of course, continued to kick out, try to survive. At one point, I thought they were going to stop the match because he literally got powerbomb into the Arabian announce table. And referees and officials came out to check on Sammy, but Drew's like, nope, I'm going to bring you back to the ring and kill you. At one point, literally, Sami Zayn was able to hit the exploder, was looking for the haluva, and he ran right into a claymore. But somehow Sammy still kicked out. To the point, though, that Drew McIntyre's like, I'm done. I'm going to finish you. I know you're done. He hit one more claymore, but this time he wanted Sami Zayn to literally see it while it's literally basically on, let's call it it is, life support. He's like, look at me. Claymore while he wasn't even on his knees. 4 claymores later, Drew McIntyre, 1, 2, 3. That's all, folks. Does anyone have anything to add regarding Sami Zayn? First loss, probably, in Saudi Arabia. Sami Zayn's first chance to the world title since Roman Reigns in Montreal, literally a couple years ago, if you can believe it. And Drew McIntyre's mindset right now and how long and also how destructive and dangerous you think it'd be as WWE Undisputed Champion. Sorry, JJ, this is what they call it. I'm going to keep calling it until they call it something otherwise. Go ahead and speak your mind right now.
It's the start of his year-long journey, just like Cody's. He's going to win the Rumble next year and then win the title at Saudi. So this is all it is.
The only thing I have to add is I knew damn well that Sammy was not going to win when he hit the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Will you stop that? That's the only reason. That's the only reason I knew he wanted to speak. Every damn time. And he knew I was going to call it.
What?
It's a running gag here at the freaking SRS. Every damn fucking time. Shut the fuck up.
What is rule number 2 of Zombieland?
Never hit the Blue Thunder Bomb?
Double tap.
You lost me. That being said,
He had to hit the Claymore twice in a row at the end of the match to put Sami Zayn down. And I don't know. I like the match. It was a fun contest. I think anybody who thought that Sami Zayn was going to win this match was out of their mind. 0-12 now against Drew McIntyre and one-on-one competition.
Yep.
Was undefeated in Saudi. They weren't going to job Drew out in his first title defense in front of a live crowd. You know, the crowd really seemed to enjoy Sammy, but they were kind of dead through Drew's entrance. But I think that aggravated Drew the longer it went, and it is what it is. An angry Drew McIntyre is a very motivated Drew McIntyre, and Sami Zayn learned that tonight.
Right? That's putting it politely, because, shoot, Sami Zayn might not remember he was in Saudi Arabia after how many times he was claymored in the face. Jesus. Ash, you're probably about to watch that, but anything you want to add regarding that outlook?
Yeah, that spot you said about him doing that flip outside, yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah, bad landing.
Yeah, I'm just watching the match right now. It's funny enough. The match had just started as we were talking about it.
You got a commercial break for freaking GCW hype up while you were waiting for this match to start. and it was more effective than the 3-minute ESPN break. Go figure. All right, fair enough. James, anything you want to add? Do you really believe that Sami Zayn is going to win the title at Saudi Mania next year at this point?
I hope, because otherwise, what the fuck are you keeping Sami Zayn around for? I'm gonna be honest. Like, don't waste him. If you actually are gonna put the title on him, fucking put the title on him there and then, and don't wait like you did with Cody. That's probably the best time you're gonna get, and probably the only time you're gonna get a chance to put the title on Sami Zayn. If I'm being honest. So yeah, just put it on him there. I hope so. We'll see.
There are 2 other Saudi shows this year. Just letting everybody know if you don't know, that was reported. That was confirmed in 2024. So Sami is going to have other opportunities more than likely before we get to the Rumble.
That's also valid. And at this point, they don't build anything for their biggest show of the year anymore. What should be their biggest show of the year anymore. So that's fair. They don't go by that logic anymore.
I mean, there was more than enough LED, though, to overcome the presence and the importance. So there you are. But anyway, it's just one of those things where I remember, talking about John Cena again, John Cena, AJ Styles, the title change hands at that Royal Rumble. John Cena immediately lost in this chamber. That was the only cold chance in hell of Sami Zayn winning the night for the moment and then losing it. I really think Sami Zayn deserves it. I would love to see him get that same magic, that same pop like NXT or Evolution when he won the NXT championship against Neville when it was career threatening. But it just was not going to be his night with Drew McIntyre, as we basically spoke for Bam JJ's first run defending the title along against people live. They're not going to screw Drew McIntyre like that. They're not. I'll try to get Sami as the main eventer and don't say Jay could.
I have 2 words for you, Emmanuel. Mick Foley.
Bang, bang.
There were a lot of people that thought that Mankind couldn't be champion, wasn't going to be champion, couldn't cut it as champion. And Mankind, Mick Foley, by his own admission, knew he was never going to be the guy. No. He wasn't going to have those Triple H type of runs, those Rock type of runs.
No.
Mick Foley always said he was the guy you could hand the ball to run it out of bounds and maybe get a few yards, maybe get the first down, reset the chains, get set up for the next big play. That's Sami Zayn.
Accurate.
To a T.
Accurate.
The lovable Muppet that nobody thought could be a champion, that can take the belt from somebody, carry it for a month, maybe 2, pass it on to the next guy that's ready.
Accurate. But it wasn't as
Mick
nice.
Foley. I'm not going to say Jey Uso. Jey Uso was a failed experiment. I like Jey Uso. But Jey Uso was a failed experiment. Mick Foley. And teleporting now in to the studio and the command center via the Morphin Grid, Datilla is here.
There we go.
What's up, everybody?
I'm tired. And we're talking about the Royal Rumble. Just got done talking about Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn for the WWE Championships. Why don't you go ahead and add your own 2 cents towards that? If you watched that at all. Have you watched any of the Royal Rumble at all, Attila? There it is.
Okay. What? Talk about the delay. I actually did watch the Royal Rumble, not live, but I did watch it. I did watch it.
Okay.
So Sami Zayn losing, kind of like how Drew McIntyre used to be always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I think his moment will come next year at WrestleMania 43. You know, so that's my take on the whole thing.
What was that? All right. Walter, anything that you want to add regarding Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre? We were talking about, again, is it harder being the champion, or is it harder chasing for the championship? We talk about how hard it is to hold on to it versus getting it. Based on what Drew McIntyre did tonight, what he's been saying on Saturday's Main Event and SmackDown, he's literally willing to do anything to hold on to this, and I think he's going to hold on to it for long duration. But what do you think?
Hey, you didn't ask me those questions.
I like to do different people.
He's gonna hold on to it for a while, and it is harder to keep it, because once you hear that 3 and you become the new champion, the hunter becomes the hunted, and you get a big ass target on your back. So it's hard to avoid. Everybody's gonna come after you. But and nothing to add to the match, because we kind of all knew that this was gonna happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, that being said, let's go ahead and get into the main event. That was, of course, the 30-man Royal Rumble match. And by the way, that Mark Nash guy got a weird energy to him when it comes to freaking ring announcing and introductions. But yeah, he seems all right. That being said,
I like him better than I like Alicia Taylor, who tries too hard to be Samantha Irvin.
I do agree about that, because this Nash guy actually has his own personality. He doesn't act like a Kimmel. He doesn't act like a Fink, but he does it like someone that might be a little bit hyperactive as a guy for this. Yeah, I don't know much about his background, but there's definitely a different take with his introductions. And I approve of it. Bring out your own personality. Don't be, somebody from the past. That being said, here is your men's Royal Rumble match. Obafemi was number 1 and ran roughshod against most of the opening field. I believe he had the most eliminations, made his debut. Braun Breaker, he beat Santino Morales' record, but he literally got curb stomped before he could get in the ring by a masked assailant, and he was screwed from the get-go.
Wait. Repeat that?
Braun Breaker, who was escorted by Paul Heyman, was on his way to the ring, but he got assaulted by a masked assailant in a hoodie, and then got curb stomped into the mat, thrown immediately into the ring, and Obafemi eliminated him in less than 5 seconds. So there goes Braun Breaker. Paul Heyman was absolutely in suspension of disbelief as the masked guy went out for the audience.
I think
pause right now as James' brain tries to recalibrate.
I honestly think that masked person, like there's conspiracy that it could have been somebody that was in the Vision, or it was Seth. I really think it was Adam Pearce screwing him after everything that happened. Adam Pearce put on the mask, did that, made it look like it was Seth, and then jumped over the railing. I'm telling you, because look, he didn't jump over the railing like a spring chicken, all quick and running out like he's an active roster. There's a little hesitation there, and he kind of just slipped out. That might be Adam Pearce. And think about how much Heyman is saying, accusing him of keep screwing Braun Breaker. It's your fault. He came out number 2. It's your fault. This, that, and they keep blaming him. I really think Adam Pearce did this shit.
All right.
Look, you can give all the storyline excuses in the fucking world. This is gonna be my one bitch for the whole show that I've heard so far. Sorry. Gotta say this.
Go for it.
I don't care if it's Jesus fucking Christ that threw him over the top rope. It's Braun fucking Breaker. It's Braun Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
Accurate.
Why in any fucking aspect?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Are you going to give him the Santino treatment?
I can tell you one very big reason, James.
This is funny. Then we'll go to JJ's pots. You done, JJ? You okay?
I don't want to.
Tranquilo, mi hermano.
I can give you a very solid reason. You ready for this, James? It's going to make perfect sense to you when you hear this.
Oh, yeah?
Everybody complains about how predictable WWE booking is. That was about the most unpredictable thing they could have done.
With Braun Breaker, anyway.
You had...
Everybody has been hyping Braun up as being the future of the business.
Yep.
And dude lasted 5 seconds in the Rumble.
He got eliminated so quick, he didn't know what the fuck hit him. It was Obafemi's clothesline over the top rope.
It was the most unpredictable thing you could have done.
sometimes
And
predictable.
it threw
is always
everybody
bad.
for a curve. Noah, how many people picked Braun Breaker to be the winner as one of their picks?
There was a total of 60 entries, including the team and City Level Studios members, and almost all of them, in some form or fashion, as one of the 3 picks, had Braun Breaker.
Oh, no.
So, as they say when it comes to like March Madness, virtually everybody's bracket was broken right out the jump.
Yep.
I get the whole unpredictability factor, but sometimes
I think it was sheer genius.
That was it flabbergasted me. I couldn't figure out what the fuck happened or get back on the call for a duration, and it almost felt like this Royal Rumble was expedited for longer entrances because it was not 90
everybody.
Seconds. That was like 60
I think
seconds.
it was sheer genius because if Braun had made it to the final 4, final 3, final 2, everyone would have been bitching about how predictable it is.
He is okay. I'm gonna counteract all of that, and sometimes predictable isn't a bad thing. I'm sorry. This guy is fucking Brock Lesnar. This isn't this isn't a normal. This guy should be built as your next Brock Lesnar. This isn't a fucking normal fucking Joe Schmo from Kokomo.
Okay, but James,
you could have done this with Bronson fucking Reed, dude.
Okay,
you had him in that faction.
This is fine.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be pissed, but like,
no.
But
here's my counterpoints, and I'm glad we're doing this.
This is fun. I like this.
You've got Obafemi in this Rumble. You've got the debuting powerhouse Hobbs in this Rumble.
Royce Keys.
You've got the return of Brock Lesnar in this Rumble.
Yeah.
You've got Roman Reigns in this Rumble.
Who was the actual winner?
You know, you've got all of these hosses in this Rumble. You've got to try to find some way to shatter the expectations and shatter the norm. I thought this was sheer genius. Because Obafemi made his main roster debut tonight.
Yep.
We still don't know where Hobbs is going.
Nope.
This was his debut period tonight.
It could be as simple as because of that production fuck up yesterday where they revealed Braun was going to be number 1, they switched him to number 2 and then pull this shit off just as a you know, because they got away with it because they fucked up and did a production. I don't know if you guys know, but on SmackDown during an entrance they fucked up and put Braun number 1 in the Royal Rumble. They fucked it up and actually showed the graphic. So
And then during the countdown,
I'm not the only one that's
during the countdown, Aaron Ripp informed me, which threw me into a whole different tailspin on the predictions, and I literally reached out to everybody, including some of the people here that submitted the form, to update their first entrant. As Braun Breaker was not the number 1 entrant, he was number 2.
Great.
Now,
I'm gonna hijack this real quick because I want Ryan to speak on this.
Okay, so we're both got the same idea.
Because he's sitting very close to the camera. Like he's gonna wax poetic here. And I heard him speak a little bit in the spaces earlier. I think I could be wrong, but I think he might be leaning towards my side of things as far as the surprise factor here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And
welcome
the
to the
predictability. Ryan, the floor is yours.
SRS debate.
Well, actually, I think how they did it was not great. I'm gonna be just to. I don't mind that he got took out. What I dislike is it's another masked man. We've done this angle quite a few times already, and I'm curious how many more times we're going to see this before the end of the calendar year. That said, this was not Braun Breaker's moment. Braun Breaker's already a guy, and he's going to, assuming he's healthy by WrestleMania. Braun Breaker has Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. All right. Does not need a story in the Royal Rumble. All right? Very simple. Obafemi was allowed the opportunity to really be showcased. That said, you also had, some interesting talents between Mr. Iguana making his Royal Rumble debut for some comedic roles. El Grande Americano making his Royal Rumble debut. Also, El Grande Americano making his Royal Rumble debut. Right? So, like, I just want to say, the story was not for Braun Breaker on this one, James. I agree with JJ that our expectations were subverted and needed to be subverted. What I disagree with is how they decided to do it, because it's just another masked man angle. And if it is by some chance Adam Pearce, I'd be shocked, mainly because he grew a goatee really fast. You know, this is what it is. But I'm not so sure who that is. And now the question is, who is it? So a new masked man has targeted the Vision. A masked man just joined the Vision, right? So there are storylines being made here. So I've heard someone suggest Finn Balor. I've heard other people just suggest it's the stand-in for Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins wasn't supposed to be here, and Seth Rollins is nowhere near healthy as far as I'm aware.
No.
So it is what it is. Either way, Royal Rumble. Yes.
Does Evil have a goatee?
Oh, God damn it.
If Evil got that small, man, I'd be concerned. Like does he have like stage like 96 cancer? Okay, like
I'm not that familiar with Evil. I'm not that familiar with Evil. That's why I asked the question. Okay.
Whoa.
I don't know height, weight, build, facial features.
Evil's a bigger dude in terms of
Okay.
stomach.
A huge dude. There's no way in hell that was him.
But another masked man doing Seth Rollins mannerisms, attacking someone now in the Vision, while the last guy did it to attack other people. So
I just
either way,
there you go. Right there.
Get that off the screen.
That is now sinister.
Produce whoever did that.
I did that because they saw it.
You're lucky I don't take you off this feed. Continue, Ryan.
We have the debut of the now known Royce Keys, and he had a pretty good showing in his own right. And Obafemi had a total of 5 eliminations, tying Glass Legend tonight as well for the most eliminations in the both Royal Rumbles. So it is what it is. At the end of the day, I like it when my expectations are subverted. The story was not about Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker has a bigger story down the road, and there's no need to waste the time because your minutes matter, and it is what it is. If you see me defending Triple H booking, it's probably because it was the correct thing to do in this particular situation. This is what it is.
Yeah, I never said that I enjoyed the masked angle, but just was, championing for the fact that what they did with Braun, I felt was the right thing to do. Datilla.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the men's rumble?
About to say I didn't even go through. We're just talking about Braun Breaker, but fuck it, go for it.
I was gonna say, like, we don't need to go through every entrant. Like,
nah.
The big thing here I felt was the Braun Breaker, the surprise entrance.
I will be dipping out. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Ryan.
Night.
Mr.
Ryan.
Iguana. Layeska making his Rumble debut. The Battle of the Americanos, El Grande Americano and El Grande Original, as I call him.
Fuck me.
Which Noah was over here losing his shit over. It was the greatest thing ever. It's worth watching our coverage back just to watch Noah lose his shit. But go ahead, Datilla.
Well, I didn't finish watching the men's rumble, so I don't think I could comment specifically on the men's rumble.
Okay.
But I did see some of it, and I do have to agree. I'm like another mass ankle, like another one. So I don't know. I do agree with your point, GJ, that this wasn't Braun Breaker's time yet. But I don't know how I feel about another mass angle. It's like we just got it done with Austin Theory, so now they're redoing it again.
Yeah, that was great pressure, right? Pressure is so low that a freaking slow cooker has more pressure than that guy.
Well, I think it's a little bit ironic. And while I agree that the masked angle doesn't need to be done, the last time it was done, the masked man helped the Vision. And this time, the masked man seemed to target the Vision. So I do find that a little bit ironic. Almost like using their own tactics against them, which is why I'm a little intrigued to see where this goes.
My money's still on Seth at this point, because Seth was wiped out by this revision. It has to be Seth friggin' Rollins.
What if the masked man was Austin Theory?
I mean, he did come out later, but again, the jury is out. Other things, though, I mean, you saw Drew McIntyre cost Cody Rhodes with a Claymore on the side of the head. He tried to skin the cat. Jacob Fatu and freaking Cody Rhodes brawled in and out of the ring again. Family stood in the ring. Jey Uso, Roman Reigns. Jacob Fatu. There was a Samoan face-off at one point. Jey Uso eliminated by Roman Reigns. By the way, Roman humored Jey to run it back. That freaking Fiend's starting to get on my nerves right now. He is becoming more overkill than Joe Hendry's gimmick. Stop it, Walter. And, I mean, LA Knight, came back and wiped out the Vision after they injured him. I thought that was a nice touch. Gunther being the final man. Talk about always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Third Rumble in a row, I'm pretty sure. He was the freaking runner-up after Roman Reigns allowed him to escape the sleeper hole, basically. Drove him head first in the top turnbuckle and eliminated Gunther. And Roman Reigns is back where he belongs. A man that's been very vocal about WWE hasn't done anything creative to create that next big star or needle mover, as JJ put it. And now the needle mover in WWE is back where he belongs in the main picture. I also want to say this. That was not fucking 90 seconds. They put more time in the aftermath pyro display that you were hoping to smell something cooking than they did anticipating you on the next Royal Rumble entrance.
Agreed. What did you say when you mentioned Jey Uso's theme?
The running it back or what?
You said something. You compared it to somebody.
Fuck me. And he wasn't even in the Rumble, but yes, I did say, Joe Hendry, why do you... Damn it.
I wasn't ready when you said it the first time, so I had to get you to run it back so I could get the gimmick in. Very freaking funny. La Parka threw me off. He was the farthest thing from my mind. They did tease a tiny bit of Brock Lesnar and Obafemi, but the only thing you got out of was Brock Lesnar suplexed Obafemi. It was actually a couple of people that double teamed Brock Lesnar to eliminate him. I believe it was literally Roman either LA Knight and Cody or Cody and freaking Jacob. But either way, you had to go with Roman here. There's a reason why he was the guy announced on social media to win the Rumble at this point. I didn't see no other real choice for a winner outside Roman, because much to the point we're talking about the stories for the Vision, Braun Breaker has a story. And thank you, Charles, for that. What Roman Reigns got right now? No bloodline, no wise man, no championship. So there you go. But yeah, in my opinion, this Rumble felt like 3/4 of the time for the women. I agree. It definitely moved quicker. Again, no surprises really. The only real surprises were the AAA stars, which I feel like that worked because La Parka, you could probably sneak into Saudi unmasked, make people think that he's just part of the crew because he wears the bodysuit and mask. And Mr. Iguana, you could probably put a mask on him, like a Penta mask or something, and everyone just think, oh, Penta's arrived. So you could probably flip-flop to sneak them in and divert, expectations. Whereas a Chris Jericho or somebody like that, it's going to get out that they're in Saudi Arabia. That's why there were no real surprises here, y'all. We've been saying this for weeks on the SRS. Don't expect surprises because sneaking them into Saudi is going to be too difficult.
Accurate.
People want to get freaking butt sore that there were no surprises. Hi, guys. We're not those established channels, but God damn it, we know some shit when we say it.
Damn, JJ. Just go ahead and tell everybody what the internet is about. Thanks, guys. But yeah,
Yes,
and that was the
Stella,
Royal
you
Rumble.
unmuted.
No.
You look like you got something to say.
Yeah, actually, talking about Mr. Iguana, I think it was Tamatanga who posted a picture. You could kind of see Mr. Iguana in the background. Like if you really like zoomed in, you could see him in the background. So yeah, you could.
Jeez.
But I mean, Layeska got in there too. So was Layeska an official participant?
No.
Layeska got thrown over the top rope and eliminated. I say Layeska was the participant, yo.
No.
What are you gonna get Yeska?
It's a fucking puppet.
So it's really cool.
There's organizations that make you wrestle a sex doll, and you're worried about a puppet.
I'm worried about
saying,
any
like,
organization.
I said it on the pre-show, I think, Walter, with AI being what it is, I need somebody to make a match of Layeska versus Dimonito versus Pepe versus Mini Monet. I need to see this in my life. I don't care if somebody creates the characters on 2K26 and sims it. I don't care if somebody uses AI to create it. I need to see this match, and I will even do commentary on it. Post it up for my members only section. I will get Noah to join me doing the commentary. Hell, y'all that are creating it, have the winner win with a blue thunder bomb. Then we'll get Noah off. Just saying.
So damn close. I don't give a fucking piece of the host. I'm so damn fucking close to cutting him off this.
Noah, can I say something about the women's rumble? Because like I actually did see the women's rumble.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So it was the better Rumble in my opinion. Go for it.
So I'm really happy with Morgan won. I felt like, coming in second a few times already, like she needed to win this. And I'm curious to see what's in store for the Judgment Day because she did betray Raquel Rodriguez.
See.
And then all the women with I don't know the Power Rangers video that they did before the Rumble that Jordy Grace posted, which I thought was really, really cool. And
I know you were having your moment.
Becky Lynch looking like the Beast Morpher, Gold Beast Morpher. I know you talked about it earlier. As far as surprises, there really isn't anybody left that you could choose. I mean, the only person I could think of, maybe Paige,
People were holding out for Saraya. That is fair.
Yeah, Paige or Gail Kim, because she hasn't been in a Rumble. So maybe them, but I can't think of anybody else.
I would say Tara, but she's a legend now in the Legends contract, so I can't remember the last time she had a match.
Exactly. I think the last time she had a match was her last Rumble appearance.
I believe you're correct, and it was as Victoria in the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe the Iconics would have been another surprise.
You know what?
Since they did just finish with TNA.
That actually would have worked here because the Women's Rumble actually previewed what is the 8th incarnation, it seems, of their women's tag division. And for once, they actually might have some depth. Well, anyway. That was the Royal Rumble, and you also saw Riyadh Skyline blow up more than a freaking... not going there. Basically, they put more actual into the fireworks display post-show than they did in the Men's Royal Rumble, in my opinion.
Yeah, Statboy even said that firework display put Disney to shame.
And that was the Royal Rumble. So,
all right.
Walter, closing thoughts?
As a good Rumble. Watch the men's. I like the Rumble. You had a mix of surprises with the men's one. I don't mind what they did to Braun because, like JJ said, they predictability. They said, haha, you thought you knew it was gonna happen. So I just wanted Braun and Brock Lesnar and Oba to touch, and they teased that for a little bit. They touched a little bit. That's a WrestleMania match waiting to happen.
Oba knows what a suplex feels like by the Beast Incarnate. It probably sucked.
Yeah, it sucked big time.
See, unfortunately, we may never get that match, though, because I doubt it would be this year, and SummerSlam is rumored to be Brock's final match.
And we all know who's rumored to face him at this point, right?
The Ring General.
The career killer who now has a hat trick of careers killed.
Yeah. So, and then Gunther coming out number 30. I legit thought he had a great chance of winning. Like the way they did that, they gave you 2 repeat winners and 2 people that have never won as the final 4, and they made it. They did it really well. So Gunther had a troubled knee. So I really feel like Gunther may pull. He's got to win the Rumble at least once. Maybe he'll do the Liv Morgan thing, but I really think next year is Sammy's year. But we'll see. I like the Rumble. This is one of the best Rumbles in a long time.
I agree.
At least in the 2010s.
That I will agree with as well. And the final 4 was Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Gunther, and Roman Reigns, which was not the final 4 I was thinking I was going to see in the Rumble this year. The last person to hold up in the division was Logan Paul, of all people. Go figure. Ash? Which
means it could have been him to attack Braun. You never know.
I think the Masked Man was a little shorter than the ever so lanky Maverick. Again, I'm still holding out for Seth freaking Rollins because if WWE is all about continuity and storytelling, let's not forget Seth freaking Rollins was wiped out by the division via spears and tsunamis. Just saying. Braun Breaker, the first person brought in the division by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins attacking the man that took him out of his vision. Sounds like long-term storytelling to me, and sounds like a WrestleMania match waiting to happen. That being said, we know Cody Rhodes isn't involved right now. Congratulations, Ash. Your politician is still out of office. Face to Drew McIntyre, Claymore in the side of his head. Whether he or Jacob Fatu actually have their match at WrestleMania, who the heck knows? So, based on the outlook so far, as you're going to get ready to watch it, what do you think?
I watched the first bits of the Royal Rumble. Oba Femi looked really good, like eliminating fools left and right, as he should, because he's the destroyer, the ruler. The Braun Breaker getting eliminated as quickly as he did, that was surprising. It was like, oh, okay, I was not expecting that. This is a story beat. I wonder how this is going to play out. This could possibly lead to WrestleMania. Cool. Only way to find out is tune into Monday Night Raw. So, yeah, that's going to be fun watching with my mom. That's what my mom and I have been doing for the past couple weeks now. We've been watching Monday Night Raw together because I've been off Mondays. So,
nice.
There you go.
That's one way to watch stuff together as fans, whether casual or hardcore, or re-engage a fan or bring in a new fan. So, I approve of that, but still.
Yeah.
WWE matches on YouTube saves me the following day.
I'm kind of mixed towards Roman Reigns winning because, it's the safe pick, but at the same time, who else do they have that they could have won the Rumble and make storylines out of for the title? Not named Sami Zayn.
I got nothing.
Yeah. So that's the Rumble. Looking forward to see.
Who did that?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun seeing how this road to WrestleMania turns out.
Like I said, I'm just gonna say this in conclusion. Road to WrestleMania needed to bring interest to me to engage in it from the jump. Royal Rumble actually did it. I'm waiting to see what happens, but I'm going to follow through with it. And again, we're in the ESPN era. Thinking of the PLE so far, Regisoluza Crown Jewel, Survivor Series War Games, Royal Rumble. Between Crown Jewel and Royal Rumble might have slightly surpassed it considering that unpredictability that we saw tonight, and we're setting up 2 marquee championship matches right now on the grandest stage of them all. Good stuff overall. It was a weird show, but it still was a noteworthy show, and I don't have necessarily any, regrets calling it. Although I will say this, the Braun Breaker thing, JJ, me, Walter, Statboy, ad nauseum, were so fucking confused as the clock freaking countdown every 60 damn seconds practically. I wasn't able to get back on track till probably the 6th damn entrance.
Yeah.
That was the biggest what the fuck I've seen in a long time by WWE, so great job with that. To your point, he eliminated Braun, Solo, Ray, Rusev in order. And Cardona, I think, was part of that as well. Good grief. Also, the Grande stuff. Just stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
That was great.
God bless it. Anyway. Well, we'll see what's next for Cody or in Fatu. Does Brock Lesnar show up still for WrestleMania? Do we get Seth before the Elimination Chamber? What the fuck happens next? Folks, stay tuned. That's the Royal Rumble.
Noah might protest that match, Charles.
JJ, take control of your show and go to a commercial break before I have an aneurysm. Damn it.
Well, we have one more show to discuss. Briefly.
What show is that?
The GCW show from tonight.
Oh.
I'm not going to say too much about it because James isn't on the air here to cover it with me. I'll just say that, Noah kind of correctly, kind of incorrectly referred to it as a house show card since there's no titles on the line. The main event did hold some serious title implications. At least James and I feel that it did.
You were hoping it would.
We'll see what happens, what Brett Lauderdale does going forward, because it was the GCW champion and Ultraviolent champion taking on the team of Bear Dozer, Bear Bronson, and Matt Tremont. The way me and James were looking at it, just a second, I see your hand up. The way James and I were looking at it was that if either Tremont or Bear got a pin over Atticus or Otis, that person would probably be in line for a title shot at a future date. And if Atticus and Otis got a pin over Bear Dozer, they would probably be in line for a tag title shot over Busta and the Brain at a later date. Potentially turning Vandal 48 into the 2-man power trip. Unfortunately, we don't know what will happen as of yet, as it did turn into a 6-man. So that match will be thrown out of the prediction league.
That's right.
As cousin Coger, Christian Napier, got involved as Vandal 48 attacked both Tremont and Bear Bronson during the entrance. And then Slade came out to help even the odds. So it turned into a 6-man. But we did have that team get the W as Bear Bronson pinned Christian Napier. So I think that was a smart decision. You protected and kept your 2 champions strong while still giving Bear a much-needed W as he goes into his title opportunity against Atticus tomorrow at the Superpower Slam, which Ryan, James, and Hannibal will be covering, the Wrestling with Tism team, as that show is a fundraiser to support the neurodivergent community.
Respect.
But it'll be interesting to see where things go from there. Otherwise, it was a solid show, but it also was if you had missed it, you didn't miss much show. Nick, I did see your hand up. What's up, bro?
Hi, guys.
Hi, Nick.
How are you guys? Everybody good?
I'll be good in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. When I bid you all fine, I do. Continue.
I'm good
missed
too.
all y'all. I missed y'all. Okay, quickly. Just because I came here at the end of the Royal Rumble talk. I thought the show was boring as shit, but that's not here nor there.
Which show are you talking about?
The Royal Rumble. I watched it.
You thought it was boring as shit? Why?
I don't know. I had nothing kind of interest me. Like the Royal. Okay, so I don't know. Again, can I preface this? Let's preface this by saying I am a AEW fan. So take my bias. The women's Royal. I don't know. I just thought both Royal Rumble matches. It felt so much longer, and I felt like nothing of importance, at least to me. Like I didn't see. I was just watching, and I'm like, oh, okay. Can we get this on with? Like, you know what I mean? I kind of was just hoping for the end for both matches.
I don't know what you mean, because the rest of us were thoroughly entertained by the matches, and especially the women's match.
Yeah, no, I don't know. But see, like, I really enjoyed the Gunther Styles match. I don't know. I'm weird. I'm just a weirdo. I don't know. I just thought I was bored of the show. The only thing, like I said, that interested me was the Gunther match. But that's not here to there. I wanted to ask you a question about the GCW show. One, I mean, I'm gonna ask you, was there any bleeding assholes?
No.
Okay. And two, is this a card that you would recommend somebody going back and watching?
If you're an avid GCW fan, yes. If you're a casual fan, probably not. By Noah, you just wasted the last few minutes we had with Noah. If you're just a casual fan or you're just trying to get into GCW, probably not, unless you're not a huge fan of the hardcore, as there really wasn't any blood or violence.
Okay.
So if you want a tamer GCW show, which, considering you asked about bleeding assholes, I'm assuming you don't. But if you want a tamer show,
yeah,
I would say this is the show for you to get started on GCW.
Well, that's
but
good to know.
It was a solid show.
Yeah.
I probably would have gone back and watched it, but I consume all things GCW.
Yeah.
But, you know, some weeks, if I don't watch Raw, I don't necessarily run it back and consume it. If I went back and I rewatched this, I probably would have felt like, you know, I didn't really have to watch that show.
Yeah. Because, so the reason why I asked that question is because I don't know if anybody was watching our coverage of HOG, you know, while we were predicting the show. It was tough to kind of predict because, you know, it seemed like with HOG, you have to watch the HOG show before to kind of get a grasp. So we were talking about 5150 versus main event.
Mm-hmm.
And we were saying, so Ryan asked the question because James made a point that, you know, main event were, you know, they were showing us, they were teasing a split, right? So Ryan asked, you know, is that like, when did this happen? So my thing is, you know, with this show, if you didn't watch this show, should you go back and watch this show before the next GCW show, or are you good to skip this and, you know, when the next show comes, the next show comes?
The difference between GCW and HOG is that GCW shows video packages in between every match.
Yeah.
Usually with highlights from the last show that pertain to the match that's about to happen.
Yeah.
HOG doesn't do that.
Yeah.
So you can miss a GCW show, and before Effie's match at the next show, they'll probably show you highlights of Effie's match from here.
Yeah.
So you can get caught up on the story that's being told.
All right. There you go.
You know?
Yeah.
That's the way a wrestling company should be.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Since you made the comment about finding the Rumble boring because you're an AEW guy, that's one of the things I don't like about AEW.
Yeah.
Is that they don't always do that to you. Sometimes they do, but they don't always.
Yeah.
So if you missed Collision, something could happen on Collision that they don't highlight on Dynamite before the match on Dynamite that featured the guy that was on Collision.
Yeah, it's weird how they do that sometimes.
So, you know.
Yeah.
But it was a decent show. I would say at the very least you would want to run it back and watch. I believe it was the last two matches was the Effie versus Charles Mason match and then the Vandal 48 Tremont Beardozer match. If you miss everything else, you're good. Busta in the Brain wasn't on that show. The rest of the matches were good, but not anything that you really had to see. But the Effie match would definitely feed into Effie's downward spiral that is playing out on TV. And then watching Napier get pinned, it's clear that right now he's the weak link in Vandal 48. But how are they going to handle that moving forward? You know, so I would make sure I at least watch those two matches.
Cool.
That said, before Noah departed, he did mention running the trailer. So I am going to do that. Then we will come back. We'll talk about Tomasso Ciampa. We'll talk about Ava. And I did see a super chat from Emmanuel come through. We will discuss that when we return from this commercial.
And now for a taste of things to come.
You're muted, Walter.
All the professional wrestling and botch.
Everybody is freaking an icon. I'm going to join the trend. Oh, hey, James is back. Yay. Hi, James.
Hi, I just arrived back. I assume you guys just finished talking about the Rumble after the ad just been done.
Actually, we finished talking about GCW.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, sorry. I enjoyed GC Dub. It was fun.
I basically told Nick, I was like, it was a good show, but it was the type of show that if you missed it, you didn't really have to run it back.
Yeah.
Nothing major happened. It was a team show. Just watch the last two matches, Effie versus Mason and the Vandals, Beardozer, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I agree.
So I will get to the super chat first. Emmanuel says, WrestleMania card predictions at this point in your opinion. Well, I think Liv is going to go after the winner of Stephanie and Raquel. I think that Roman is going to go after Punk. I think that we're going to get Maxine and Natty. And I think we're going to get a battle of the Americanos. So far, I would book those matches. And possibly Finn versus Dom if Dom is healthy and back. Because if you think about it, all of this tension really started last year when Dom pinned Finn to become IC champ.
Good catch. That's exactly how it was. Yeah, that's how Dom's first IC title run started before picking up where he left off by being John Cena when John Cena became Grand Slam champion.
Mm-hmm. So those matches are the ones that I would book based off of what's going on right now. And we'll probably have Becky and AJ. That's probably a shoo-in. I don't know. Like there's a few other things cooking around that are possibles, but nothing that seems pretty cut and dry yet. I think a lot of the thing with Liv is if they're going to keep her as a baby face or if they're going to keep her as a heel, if they're going to turn her baby face. Because if they're keeping her as a heel, then I could see her versus Stephanie Vaquer. If they're going to turn her baby face, I could see her versus Jade or her versus Raquel. But I don't see her versus Jade if she's going to be a heel. Because Jade is a heel right now. So by default, she'd end up becoming the babyface in the match.
But wouldn't they already be doing a heel versus heel match in I know it's not in the same card, but it seems like with Natty being eliminated by Becky, that's a heel versus heel match. So do you think they would have a problem doing a heel versus heel match?
Natty isn't a heel, though. I don't think. At least not full on, because so many people respect Natty. You know,
Yeah,
the Natty subject is tricky because even though she beat the shit out of Maxine, so by that logic, she's a heel, people have been wanting the side of Natty for so long that she's kind of getting cheered as a result. So it's a very tricky line they're walking with her here. They need to define what she is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, for me, I feel like they're gonna cheer her because, like, at the end of the day, she is so respected and they love this presentation of her. It's like the first time that she's been taken seriously in God knows how long.
Yeah. And whether she fights Maxine at Mania or she dethrones Becky for the IC title at Mania, she's going to get a babyface pop.
Yep, 100%. I agree.
Because Natty hasn't had her Mania moment yet, really.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, the other topics for the week, Tomasso Ciampa made his debut in AEW on Dynamite. And spoiler alert for those that did not watch Collision yet, he is your new TNT champion.
Let's fucking Go. Dude,
Here's my
so
problem
stoked.
with this. Is that it's an ex-WWE guy who debuts on Wednesday and is belted up like 3 days later. I'm not saying Ciampa doesn't deserve a championship, but when you think about how long a guy like Fletcher fought to become champion, and Ciampa's getting belted up in like 3 days. I think it's a bit of a bad look. At least wait until Revolution to belt. Let him have some matches. Let him win some contendership. Don't just put the belt on the shiny new toy. That's my issue with it. Go ahead, James.
My counterpoint to that and this has been the truth of the TNT title with, yes, the exception of Fletcher. Most of the TNT champions have been because of these open challenges. It is very much a television title, and anything that can happen will happen, and it makes the TNT title feel different from the other titles that they have on the roster.
I feel you, but it's also not like Briscoe didn't have time to prepare for this.
No.
If he was standing in the ring, hey, open challenge, whoever wants to step up, step up. Ciampa came out and they had the match right then and there, I could get it. I still wouldn't be happy, but I could get it. But Ciampa said on Wednesday he was coming for the title. He was going to fight him. So Briscoe had time to prepare, study tape, do research. That doesn't make sense to me. And I see Walter with his hand up. Then we can go back to you if you have counterpoint, because I did see Walter's private message as well. Go ahead, Walter.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to say about that is you got to think about this when you do that, when you sign somebody and give them a title. What are you saying to the existing roster now that you weren't good enough to book as this champion, that I had to go to the outside, get a different person from a different company, and for shock value I gave him the title? What about everybody who's been sitting there? What about like a Jay Lethal who's been in the roster since how many years, and God forsake, you could barely give him anything? You could have gave him a TNT title run. What about, anybody that you brought in? You could have gave title shots. Instead, you immediately give somebody a title shot. Now, I understand rating grabs and things like that, but you're kind of insulting the roster that was already there by saying we had to go look outside to get
100%. You could have given that match to Jordan Oliver or Alec Price. You just signed them. And they're coming from the independents. So there's probably not as much video footage for Briscoe to study as there is for Tomasso Ciampa. So it would have been a little bit more believable.
This is me with this, because I feel like people always forget that things happen for a reason. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody wants different things. Like, we got to remember when, like, Jay Lethal, like, all due respect, I'm sorry he's such a bad example. It's not like he did nothing. He was with Jeff Jarrett, and they were, like, doing this awesome tag run in AEW, which we were all memeing on. Yes, granted, they never won the titles, but he was still a prominent fixture when he was with Double J, and they were Triple J, right? It was really, really fun, that whole run. And mainly he's just kind of being an agent, kind of a backstage agent role right now, and he's perfectly content with that. We don't know if Jay Lethal has, like, super aspirations of, holding singles gold in AEW, like a Samoa Joe did.
That's fair.
Right? Like a Tomasso Ciampa did when he came in. And to be totally valid to him as well, he does have history in a company that Tony Khan also owns. So, yes, he is a former WWE guy, but he was Ring of Honor long before he was NXT.
No, I get that, but I'm just going to say it like this. And I saw the private chat. Nick has his hand up. I'm going to make this statement, and I'm going to throw it to Nick. If and when Powerhouse Hobbs gets the IC, US, or North American Championship by Elimination Chamber, I don't want to hear a fucking word.
To be honest, I wouldn't even complain about that either.
Because
But that's
he actually would have been in the company longer than Ciampa before he got a belt.
Yep.
But my
could give him
point
a belt
is that even though you may not say something, you know there's people out there that will. Oh, Hobbs went over and they belted up the ex-AEW guy just as a middle finger to Tony Khan.
Yeah.
What are they doing? They just belted up Ciampa as a middle finger to Triple H. So I want to see the same energy if Hobbs gets a championship quickly.
That's
all I'm asking. Go ahead, Nick. I can go back to you, but I did say I was going to make that point, and I was going to go to Nick because I saw his hand.
If James wants to make this point, he can go ahead.
Yeah, I'll be quick, and then you can go. I just wanted to state this, right? The difference is that there's a lot of intrigue with Ciampa as a singles champion again, especially with the performance. Nobody can deny me that his performance didn't show that he is deserving, in my opinion. And I'm really looking forward to him possibly challenging a Macklin when he comes up here. I want to see all three of those motherfuckers tear each other up in a triple threat.
See, and that's
me.
where I have to dispute you, and that's why I wanted to let Nick go, and I didn't want to go back to you because now I have to rebuttal you.
That's okay, JJ. Go ahead.
There is no difference. Hobbs has been stuck as a member of a stable and a trio. He hasn't been a single star for so damn long either.
I
when
agree.
he was a single star, Tony didn't know how to book a big man.
No.
There is no difference.
There is no difference. I agree with you. I'm just pointing out.
You just said the difference is that there's intrigue in Ciampa being a single star again. There is no difference. That's the point I'm making.
Yeah, there's a bit of difference.
No.
To be fair, Hobbs has been carried as kind of a faction member and not necessarily his own man. This is the first
Through
time
no fault of his own, though.
Right. This is going to be the first time he's going to be his own guy, kind of. By the way, I'm always going to call him Powerhouse Hobbs. I will never use Royce Keys. Fuck that name. Anyway,
I won't say that I'm never going to use Royce Keys. It just needs some time to grow on me. I get the reason for it. It's sentimental. It's been pointed out in the chat.
Okay.
Charles pointed out Royce is his son's name, and Keys is his wife's mom's maiden name or something like that.
All right. Well,
so it's a
like
sentimental name. That's why I'm not going to be an asshole about it. But it's going to take some time to grow on me.
Mm.
You know, dude can't just show up and expect me to call him Royce Keys. I'm going to call him Powerhouse Hobbs for at least a few weeks, you know. It's what I'm used to calling him. Go ahead, Nick. As you chomp away on some chips or something, crunching in the microphone, bro. Starting to make me hungry. Canadian king of food.
It's just some Lay's chips. Sorry, I promise not to do that again. Okay. I want to say Ciampa's. I'm going to start by saying Ciampa's. I mean, when he came out on Wednesday, I was like, wow. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I think his presentation works. The whole psycho killer, even the way that they're presenting him, to me at least, it feels like he's being presented as a big deal with his entrance. That being said, I get your point, JJ, and I have to kind of I do agree. I agree with you. I wouldn't have booked this match this way because I do feel it's too early. I mean, he just got here. I don't think he needed this title right away. This makes me think that is there something wrong with Mark? Maybe is Mark hurt? Is that why they did this match? Or is there like some underlying issue that we don't know about that maybe Mark has to go away for a bit? Because I don't understand why you booked this match. Right? So like I agree with you. Like I don't think putting the title on him this soon was the right decision.
I mean, shit, you've still got 3 Rascals that just debuted.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they are going to get the trios titles. I think they're going to get them at Revolution. Yeah, I'm torn because it's great that he got the TNT title. Again, like I said, maybe who knows? Like we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So again, maybe there's something going on with Mark that we don't know about that he needs to get done. Maybe he needs to go for surgery, right? Maybe there's some, like, we don't know. So I agree with your point. This could now, because, I mean, spoiler alert, he won the TNT title. And what did we see after he won the TNT title? We saw Kyle come out, right?
I was going to say, I don't know. I was on the other call.
Yeah.
I just know that he won the belt.
So after he won it, Kyle came onto the ramp. So, I mean, it's like you said, maybe they're, and if this is the case and Kyle is his first feud, I would hope that they use this as a vehicle to tell his first story. Like you said, what is this? You're just coming into the company and you're handed the title when I had to scratch and claw my way to get this title. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they can use this as a story, but I do agree with you. I think belting him was a little bit too early. I mean, the way I would have done it is I would have had a fuck finish, right? Like I would have just done a fuck finish and have this match. Imagine this match at Revolution. Like,
See, that's what I'm saying.
Like, what was the rush that you had to do this match? Right? And this is what we've talked about before. Like, I get it, and I understand where Noah comes from, where it's like, okay, if you want story and a soap opera, go watch WWE. But I feel like at the same time, you could have dragged this out for a couple weeks. You could have made it interesting.
Yeah, at least make it make sense.
Right? Like, I get it, the whole open challenge. It's fine, but I mean, you're telling me this was a better idea than, having something happen in that match, prolonging this match with the history that both of these guys have in Ring of Honor. You couldn't push this a couple more weeks to Revolution. Shit, even to Grand Slam Australia. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of wish it's stuff like this where it's like, I get it. You don't want to tell soap operas. We're all about the in-ring grabs. But fuck me, dude. Don't blow your load in one fucking night. Because now
ahead,
what?
Them blowing their load on a TNT title is hardly, I mean, weird choice of phrase here, right? But, like, it's typical for that belt, though. Like, do we need to go over the title history to prove that point? You know what I mean? Like, if it was any other championship, I'd be with you guys 100%. But it's the TNT title. It's always been a hot potato belt. Even when there was like long reigns, like what was the longest span? Like over 100 days, maybe 150 days or something like that. It wasn't that long compared to every other title lineage in AEW.
JJ, may I counterpoint when he's done?
Yeah.
Sorry, James. I'm going to counterpoint you when you're done.
Well, yeah, you can counterpoint. Go ahead.
Now that Tomasso Ciampa is now that he's the champion after 1 week, why do I care about watching Collision? I just saw it. What does it matter now?
For the record, 186 days is the record from Darby Allin.
Right.
Now
exactly
that Tomasso has won this belt, what is going to now hook me to watch Collision next week? Or watch anything that has to do with his reign?
This is where I feel like we're just expecting disappointment when we don't know yet. We don't know one way or the other they're going to do this right. Because for all we know, it could be the longest run. It could be one of the shorter ones. I don't know yet. But I do know that there's a lot of potential for Tomasso Ciampa as champion. He's already got that deal with Kyle Fletcher. He's got a feud that it's totally built in with Mark Briscoe there. You have a potential of Steve Maclin coming in, challenging him for the title. You have a triple threat.
Don't get me excited about bringing more people into this goddamn company.
I am. Hey, listen, I've been happy with the people that Tony's brought in. All right, I am not complaining one bit. But
for the record, Mark only held the title for 70 days.
Right, and
so a little over 2 months.
And the reality is, Mark has outgrown the TNT title at this point. He didn't need that long of a reign. The chase was the draw for him, and he got the title. He didn't need that long of a reign with the TNT title. He should be on his way eventually to bigger and better things. He shouldn't need to stay in the TNT title division. You have so many guys, to your guys' point, that are chomping at the bit to get that title opportunity in the TNT division. You got so many single stars, young, old, and everywhere in between that need that spot more than Mark Briscoe does right now. That's just facts. He needs international title. He needs world fucking title. I'll fucking say it.
But what did Ciampa do to deserve that shot?
Right place, right time. That's it. It wasn't necessarily anything he did. It was just the lay of the land.
Okay.
You know,
I'm going to time this out real quick. I'm going to go to Ash and see what she thinks about it, because she's been awful quiet because she's kind of just been letting us go back and forth. She's probably heard a lot of conversation about this.
Miss you, Ash, my Canadian friend.
Hey, Nick, I was about to say, if you guys still have your thoughts, finish up, because I'm enjoying this debate. I'll say my piece when y'all are done.
I just feel like we're going to start going in circles. So
yeah,
that's
probably.
why I'm kind of cutting and going to you, because
we are.
I feel like the three of us are just going to keep saying the same things.
Okay. So I have mixed thoughts on this.
Okay.
Because on the one hand, yeah, it's a little too early for Ciampa to win the title. But at the same time, it's for shock value. You want to get eyeballs. You want to get people talking about the product, and what better way than to do a shock title win. But the thing I'm concerned is, yeah, he has the title, but what's the purpose other than the shock value? Because when he won the title, Kyle Fletcher came out and was like, okay, we're setting up a match for Grand Slam Australia, which is we got Fletcher versus possibly Ciampa, which is most likely to happen. I could be wrong on that front. And it's at that point where I'm going to think, okay, well, if they have Ciampa be transitional, it's not going to be that good of a look. Although, yes, sure, the TNT title has been hot potato. But if you look at the runs as of lately, they have been like pretty solid. Like most of them actually have been proper title runs. It's not as like juggled back and forth like it used to was during its inception. They're like trying to make it like a proper title. Yes, it's a TV title in which it's defended weekly, but the reigns have been pretty decent, and they've gotten some like good stories out of it. Like, for example, like you did with Mark Briscoe. But for Mark Briscoe's case, it wasn't so much about the title as it was him finally getting a one-up on Kyle Fletcher. It's like Fletcher needs that title more than Mark Briscoe does, because unlike Fletcher, Briscoe actually has been slotted in the main event scene, has been tangled with main eventers, whereas Kyle Fletcher, on the other hand, only had that one match, and that was it. So, because who knows, maybe Tomasso Ciampa does actually retain at Grand Slam. I just want this run for Ciampa to have a decent, like not too short, but not too lengthy, where it doesn't come across as, oh, we're giving him this title just because of a shock win to transition it back to Kyle Fletcher.
I have my hand up whenever she's done.
Yeah, to Ash's point, if Ciampa is only going to hold it to move the belt to Fletcher in 14 days, what's the point of giving it to him?
That I'll agree
not
with.
just give Briscoe those 14 days on top of his 70 days, and just let Briscoe lose the belt to Fletcher. Go ahead, Nick.
With this Tomasso Ciampa, and we have to think about this too, right? With this sets up, with this Tomasso Ciampa win, this means effectively the 7-match series between Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher is done. I do not want to see them in the ring again together.
Yep.
There was no, if it goes to your guys' point, you knew we were teased that, between Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher, we're at 3-3 now. Why couldn't Mark Briscoe drop the belt back to Kyle at Grand Slam Australia, and then maybe do a triple threat match at Revolution? You know what I mean? Like, why this title change or this shock title win is just what it is. It's for shock. It's not going to add any value, right? Like, this is what I was talking about, coming into this year. Like, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. No. This is what me and you talked about on those shows back last year. It's like, have fun with it. Like, I don't know why he feels the need to do this. You know what I mean? Like, you could have. We're here to make, and I hate to say it, and I know, we're here about the in-ring grabs. AEW is all about the in-ring grabs. But what's hooking me week after week? Like, why am I coming back to watch this program? Especially now that you're bringing so many new roster members part of the equation. How many times have I come on this show? How many times have I went on Spaces and have preached this company, it needs a brand split, and it's getting that way every day. So again, I ask you, with this win now, what's gonna get me, instead of dragging this out over a couple weeks span, that way it's getting me invested in watching Collision. what's the hook for watching Collision next week? There's absolutely no hook.
The point that I was going to make when I stopped myself is there's a lot of people out there in the IWC that criticize Vince Russo for Shock TV booking. It's exactly what this was. So again, the people that criticize Russo are now hypocrites. Because this is exactly that. It was a Shock booking decision.
To be fair, it was also, for the TNT title especially, it was the first Shock booking that they've done in a while. It wasn't like when Vince did it, where it was every week was a Shock angle, and then it's like, oh, another swerve. You know what I mean?
I get you.
Like, that's
but
why
it's still a Shock decision.
I think frequency over what is like frequency over what is actually happening in the moment per se. Like, yes, Shock booking. Tony Khan did a Shock booking. Vince Russo was known for overusing that, much like he did on a pole matches. Remember in GCW, YDMP had a pole match, and I dreaded it. And then we thought about it. It's like, actually, it's been a while since we've seen a pole match. And then they did the pole match, and it turned out we fucking loved it, right? It's because it was so long since we've seen one that it actually felt fucking fresh again. It's kind of this. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't... Tony didn't just change the belt willy-nilly like 50 fucking times up to this point. I think it was twice with the TNT title. I think that's the biggest difference. It's not... I don't think that's a fair comparison, is to compare it to Russo, when Russo was just... He overused all his tropes. Like, let's be honest about it, right? Like, he had great things in a vacuum as so long as you could tame them. But when he kept overusing them is where he kept making the mistakes. That's not really what this is. I don't think that's fair. That's just me. And if WWE were to do something similar and, like, you know, they give Powerhouse Hobbs, like, the U.S. title, like, say, Monday Night Raw this week, I'd say the same fucking thing.
Well, the U.S. title's on SmackDown, so it would at least be until then. But
right, Raw, whatever.
Raw has the IC
mid-card
title.
belt. Yeah, Raw has the IC title. If you won the IC title on Raw, if you won the U.S. title on SmackDown, I'd say the same damn thing. It's like, okay, Shock title, whatever, but at the same time,
See, I feel like you're honest enough that you would say the same thing. My problem is there's people out there that
who wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
That's why I'm saying keep the energy up. For anybody out there that's okay with this, you need to be okay with it when it happens on the other side of the fence. Moving on, because I feel like we talked about that a lot longer than I thought we would. Ava Raine, NXT GM, contract expired this week. This past Tuesday was her final NXT appearance. She put it out there on social media that she decided not to re-sign when her contract came due. What do we think is next for The Rock's daughter? Personally, and I spoke with this with a couple of people, I think she's getting out of the wrestling business.
I agree.
She was... I do not want to disrespect any member of the Johnson family. Everybody knows how much I love The Rock. Ava was a god-awful wrestler. She was passable on the microphone as GM of NXT. I did not mind her there. I thought that was a good role for her. But she's not going to go to TNA. She's not going to go to AEW. I think she either starts a website like some of the other girls have done. Because if we're being honest, she's a gorgeous woman. Her face looks like her daddy's, but the rest of her body looks like her mama's. So she can start one of those sites, sustain her income, or I could see her getting into Hollywood. I could see her getting roles in her dad's pictures. Especially when you figure they own their own production company that her mom is in charge of. You know, I could see her getting into the family business that way. She will be well taken care of, whatever she decides to do. Maybe she just stayed in WWE long enough to stack up some cash, and she feels she doesn't have to work anymore with the money that she made.
Yeah, probably.
And she's got a good investment portfolio where she can earn interest and stuff on it, make some investments. But I wish Ava nothing but the best in whatever she decides to do, but I do not think she's going to go to any other wrestling company. Best we might get is an appearance in the Clusterfuck Battle Royal out of her.
Probably. That's if that.
That's why I said the best we might get.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think she comes back to the wrestling industry. Best of luck to her.
Maybe some convention appearances. You know, WrestleCon is going to be in Vegas.
Maybe.
That shit is fucking stacked. Definitely, Walter and I are definitely going to have to go there at least one day to try and see everybody.
I'll tell you this. The overalls, when she was a part of the Schism, will forever be an iconic look because it made me completely break. You're NXT, JJ.
I know. Hey, look, the Schism didn't. My NXT didn't always deliver the best stuff. Okay, but when they did deliver, they delivered top tier shit. They definitely missed a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. You know, Ava had to become a GM to get the Schism stank off her. The GYV went to AEW and.
No. Then they became school coaches, and they're like, we like to do the wrestling school.
Like they don't get used on TV all that much, but they seem to be okay with where they are. Joe Gacy's in the Wyatt Six. I kind of wish when the Schism died, the Righteous had come over and Joe Gacy and the Righteous could have been a thing, because I feel like he might have actually saved the Schism tree with that.
The Schism was a horrible name, and it made me crawl in my own skin. Crawling in my crawl. Sorry.
But does anybody have anything they want to say about Ava?
I mean, I think she's young. It's like you guys said. Like she can do anything she wants. You know, she's young enough. I think the thing, or you know, we should be asking ourselves too is, I know that you guys said, you know, that she doesn't need to be back in the business. But is it maybe, does she want to, right? Does she want to maybe get back in the ring and do in-ring stuff, right? Maybe she doesn't want to learn at the performance center. I don't know. Could it be the situation, the same thing? And I find this to be highly unlikely. Could it be the same situation as what Jasmine Nix went through, right? Like maybe NXT didn't offer her as much money as they thought, right? Or that she thought. I think my real kind of like scratch my head thing is, what does The Rock feel about all of this? Right? Like, I know at the end of the day, it's her decision, but like, does The Rock kind of like how does The Rock look at all of this, right? Do I think she's going to any other wrestling company? I mean, I would absolutely die of laughter if Tony had the balls to offer. Like, imagine Tony offering this chick a contract, and we see The Rock's daughter on AEW television.
As a GM figure.
Bro, imagine. Hold on. Are you ready for this? Are you ready?
Oh God, here we go.
Are you ready for
The
this?
Pebble is all elite.
I am gonna mind fuck you right now. Would Tony have the balls to do a brand split and hire GMs?
What's the Stonette doing in the Impact Zone?
Hold on. The GM for Collision would be The Rock's daughter.
Oh God.
Would be Ava. And the GM for Dynamite would be Shane McMahon.
Oh God, help me. I don't know if I like this.
Like, if Tony had the balls, I would die of absolute laughter.
Nick, how much have you had to drink tonight?
That would be petty TK at its finest. Let me throw the Brinks truck at the Rock and Vince McMahon's daughter and have them be GMs of my shows.
Shane's, you're misgendering Shane McMahon now. Nick, I think you might want to rephrase that, buddy. Just a bit. Just a bit.
I'll go you one better.
Uh-oh.
Ava and Shane's son.
Huh?
Shane has a son who's in college.
Yeah. Oh,
Let
okay.
him be the GM of the other brand.
That would be funny.
But I thought his son wants to be a wrestler.
But while he's going through everything, because then if you think about it, both are fourth generation. Vincent J, Vincent K, Shane, Shane's son. High Chief, Rocky Johnson, The Rock, Ava.
Oh, God.
Petty TK at its finest. Love it.
I don't know if I like this. I want to run away.
I mean, again, realistically speaking, Daddy's a billionaire probably. She don't gotta work for shit.
Yeah.
I'm surprised her girlfriend is working at WWE still. Like, Ava don't need to work.
Yeah. I'm with it.
So it is what it is.
Hi, Ryan. Anyway. That it?
We haven't heard Ashton Dattila.
Oh, yeah. Do you guys have anything to say about Ava Raine leaving?
Well, Dattila rubs her eyes.
You're right. I hear you. Go ahead, Dattila.
Give me a second. I'll be back. Dash, go.
Okay. Go ahead, Ash.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. Because I'm honestly, I'll be real with you. When I found out Ava is no longer with the company, my thought was, oh, she's not with the company. Okay, hope she does well, whatever she wants to do.
That's pretty much it.
That's it. I don't want to say that I don't care, but at the same time, I kind of don't really care what she does because I wasn't really all that invested into her as a character. But then again, I didn't really watch much of NXT, so yeah.
Yeah, see, I feel like that's the way a lot of people feel about her, unfortunately. It's like she still had a job there. Okay. Type of thing. But for those of us tried and true who tuned in to the Rainbow Bride NXT, who watched the Black and Chrome NXT, who pledged allegiance to this NXT, that saw her on a weekly basis, we care a little bit more. But at the end of the day, her leaving isn't going to make a huge difference. I'm curious to see what they're going to do as far as the GM happens on NXT. Like, is it going to go back to Regal?
Please.
Because Regal's the one who basically gave her the position. When he first came back from AEW, he basically gave her the role and then disappeared for a while until his AEW contract was up. But so it's like, is Regal going to be back? Because he was the head of the Black and Gold NXT. Maybe the one that can save the new NXT is Regal. Are they going to put Robert Stone in there? Are they going to do Ariana Grace, considering her dad is the director of Authority in TNA? Will Ariana become the GM of NXT? Especially considering we're still doing this feud, this invasion, this battle between the two companies. And Ariana recently turned on her dad.
Oh my God.
What?
I just had a thought.
That's scary.
God damn it, Nick.
Okay, what if you're naming all these names, JJ, and a name just popped into my head?
Okay.
What if Sonya Deville's the new GM? And effectively, TNA gets bought by WWE.
You mean Daria Ray?
Yes, sorry. Thus making TNA and NXT one and the same.
Help.
A lot of people have been waiting for the merger to happen anyways.
Help me. Help.
I still don't think it's going to happen. At least not anytime soon. I think that it's going to stay as separate companies. TNA needs talent. So I don't think they're going to take their talent. And Daria is supposed to be helping keep Santino in line because of Santino's personal feelings towards Dax ever since Ariana's turn. It's too quick to, try to do anything like that within the storyline. Going back to what we just had the conversation about with the Ciampa, that doesn't make any sense storyline-wise. Not yet anyways. A little bit down the road, maybe. After 2 or 3 weeks, no. And WWE is a little bit better at those type of things.
But are we also... I know that you're. I'm sorry if I interrupted your point, but are we also taking into account though that TNA is taped as well? So they could have taped angles to facilitate that. You know what I mean? Like maybe they could have done that.
If that had happened, it would be all over the internet by now.
Okay.
Think about it. If it's taped, it would have been out there already. TNA has been trying to be a lot better about that shit. Like they're taped, but they're trying to be a lot better about how much they tape in advance. And like backstage segments, I don't think they're showing to live crowds. That way that stuff can still be surprises on the TV. You know.
But it's not impossible for her to be a GM.
No, it's not, but I just don't think it's, to take a phrase from Aaron Rift, I think it's highly unlikely in all likelihood at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that happening around Slammiversary time, but not this quick.
Mm-hmm.
Datilla, I know you usually don't work Tuesdays. Do you have anything to say about Ava leaving the company?
Why do you always have to say that? Everybody here knows I don't work Tuesdays. They don't need a reminder.
Well, we had somebody pop in earlier who said this was their first time watching us. If they're still watching, they don't know you don't work Tuesdays.
All right.
Just saying. See, look, even Charles watches this all the time. Wait, she doesn't work Tuesday?
She don't work Tuesday now.
Whatchamacallit? I'm surprised that they didn't renew her contract, considering her dad's on the board of directors, number one. Number two, I don't really know where she goes from here. I mean, I didn't see her in the what was it? The schism?
Yeah, the schism.
Schism. So I don't know if she's any good in-ring work or promo work. I wonder if William Regal's gonna go back to being GM of NXT.
That's what I was saying.
You know, I was like, but as far as I was concerned, I don't know where she goes from here. Really, I don't know if she were to go to AEW, like Nick was saying, maybe as a GM.
See, that's something that Nick was pitching. Maybe have Shane McMahon as the GM of Dynamite and Ava as the GM of Collision, and just let Tony Khan get petty.
Mm. But as a wrestler, like I said, I didn't see her as an in-ring performer. No. But, well, I don't know. We'll just wait and see.
Yeah. As somebody who watched her couple of matches that she had, I can honestly say you didn't miss anything.
Okay.
Nope.
Probably the best match that she had, and I don't remember what year it was, but it was the match she had at Stand and Deliver. And it was the entire schism. So Gacy, the GYV, and her. And I think they took on Chase U. I think it was Andre Chase, Duke, Thea. And I don't remember if that's when Dragunov was like an honorary or not, but there was a fourth one there.
Yeah.
Well, of course that was her best match. It was a tag match.
Yeah, so they could hide her weaknesses.
Exactly.
So that's why I say, like, that was the best she ever did, though. So it's like, that explains to you exactly why it was the best. But, yeah, okay, Charles is saying 2023, so the one before Mania 39. So that's it for that topic. That pretty much wraps everything up. We talked about the shows. We talked about Ciampa. We talked about Ava. We answered Emmanuel's super chat. that pretty much covers everything. We can go ahead. We can start doing our plugs. We can get out of here. I
Well,
know
I
James.
didn't get a chance to say anything on Ciampa. I
Oh.
heard he's the new TNT champion, right?
Yes.
Good
He
for
debuted
him.
on Wednesday, won the title tonight.
Yeah, good for him. You know, I feel like he was kind of stagnant in the WWE, so I'm hoping this leads to something big for Ciampa. But I also now if Ryan were here, he would be parting your sock, huh? Yeah, probably. But now but I also wonder if this was just strategic on Tony's part because you put the belt on Ciampa. I don't know when Gargano and Candice LeRae's contract expires, but put the belt on him. Maybe it'll entice Gargano and Candice LeRae to go to AEW.
I wouldn't be sad if Candice left WWE.
We know, JJ. We're aware. You gotta let shit go, man. It was years ago.
No, it was personal, James.
I know.
The fact that there's a possibility of us getting Macklin, coupled with who knows what other dual contracts come about, and where some of the New Japan contracts come up, and where they go. I'm gonna say it till I'm blue in the face. I really hope that Tony is really, really considering a hard brand split.
I am too.
Because it's starting. I mean, I'm probably the lonely AEW fan on this mountain, but it's starting to get a little bit for me at least, too much. That all of these people are coming in, and yeah. So
Ryan, Nick, Ryan. I'm tired. I saw the Ryan thing here from the Ryan talking, so I thought of that.
Yeah.
Nick, if you go to my channel, there's a video that I did, a live stream actually, that was called Inside the Mind of the Renegade. And I talked about that very thing probably a little less than a year ago. So you're definitely not the only one. I've been saying it for a minute too. And it's probably a good 45-minute, almost an hour video where I go through things about AEW that I would change. And that's one of the big things that I discuss. So I would definitely search that out and listen to my thoughts and see what you think about it.
Yeah.
So Charles in the chat, it's not just Nick, because I talked about it almost a year ago.
I think it just, at this point, it makes too much sense.
Mm-hmm. And it made sense then when I discussed it too.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have anything that they want to bring up and discuss before we start running through shows? Because I know a lot of us are tired. I know James has a watch along tomorrow.
And I'm sickly. It's the most important watch along that I've done at this point.
I have work tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm all good. I am ready.
Yeah, I don't think there's any much really to say. We got, Monday, we got Wrestling Monday, we got Wrestling Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all of the wrestling.
We've got a lot of stuff this week, and we'll get to it all in the shows. Nick, go ahead and do your plugs real quick.
I'm going to be professional about it. Y'all can find me on X and in the spaces and everything we do. I think my ad's like Nick B. League 12.
Yes.
I think that's what it is. I'll do a proper plug this time.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
if you guys have seen on the Twitters, we've been really pushing guests to come on this lovely show. Our
Let me
flagship show.
handle that.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying. Hopefully, you guys, check out the tweets.
Okay.
And hopefully, y'all, come check us out.
Okay. Ash?
You're muted.
I didn't realize I was muted. Okay. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, you can find me on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, at ShadowBadAsh, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Batty for Wrestling. Don't be a dickhead.
There it is. James.
All right, guys, you can find me on the YouTube, Instagram, and X at JHebertside95, and on Facebook, James Heber. I do really cool and dumb things on the internet. I will say this to end my plugs, and I will solo shot myself here. All right. So, guys, it's big tomorrow. Probably one of my most important watch-alongs that we're going to be doing. I hope to see you all there. Wrestling with Tism as a whole will be there, at least for the first hour and a half. We'll see what happens after that. We'll play it by ear, but you will see all three of us at least for the first half of the show. Me, Ryan, and Hannibal's debut on the SRS. As we call
For the watch-alongs.
As we call Superpower Slam. It is for the neurodivergent community. And if you all know what I do on the Wrestle Collective, I run a show as a whole called Wrestling with Tism. And it is me, Ryan, and Hannibal. And we pride ourselves in making a safe space for people who have special needs, neurodivergencies of all kinds. We like to have a safe space for them to talk, shoot the shit on pro wrestling throughout the week, or other assortment of topics throughout the week. So this is super important to us. Be on the lookout tomorrow. It's going to be 6:30 p.m. EST is when it starts, and I hope to see you all there. I hope to see everybody that's here in the comments. I hope to see you all there in the comments as well. I'd love to see familiar faces there. Be greatly appreciated. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, until then, I will bid y'all adieu.
Sounds good.
Bye. Bye.
Datilla.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at @Datilla_. You can check out my YouTube channel, Rangers of Wrestling, and you can check out my Instagram, Rangers of Wrestling. I post some wrestling shows on my Instagram and my YouTube channel, so make sure you check that out. And for the month of February, I'm going to try to start doing a watch along of Power Rangers Time Force, since we have 25 years of Time Force. And then on our Valentine's Day, me and JJ are going to be doing a video honoring the Power Rangers most celebrated couple of all time, Tommy and Kimberly. So make sure you tune in for that.
Should be fun.
See, that's like Tommy and Kimberly is like the it couple of Power
But they break up. That's the thing. They break up. So it's like my personal favorite couple is Wes and Jen, but
yes, love their dynamic. It gets you emotional, but I don't know.
So yeah, so that's all of them. You can find me on Instagram, the Renegade JJ Williams, YouTube Casa D18 Studios, X ROWJJ Williams at Casa D18 Studio. No S on the end of studio in the X. You can wrong one. You can also follow the Simply Reliable Studios on the X at SR Studios 2024. That is where we make all of the big announcements with the channel. Mentioned it at the outset. We have a lot of stuff coming up this week. On Monday night, following Raw, will be the very first Simply Predicting for GCW. We'll be doing a Simply Predicting, talking about the Jersey J Cup. I know I will be there. James said he should be there. I don't know who else is going to show up, but that should be fun doing a Simply Predicting video for a GCW show. Tuesday after NXT, the premiere of Hot Dog and a Handshake, our monthly show where I and Carlos from the Wrestle Collective get together to discuss independent wrestling. Wednesday and Thursday, I believe, are dead. I'm not sure about watch-alongs next week, but Nick kind of alluded to it. And again, follow SR Studios 2024 for all of our big announcements. As this week, we announced 3 guests that we will be having on future Shenanigans installments. Coming up next weekend, Rachel Lay will be joining us, talking about her wrestling journey, Podermania, excuse me. Then on February 28th, Heather Lynn, the Podermania ring announcer, will be joining us. And then the one that I know Nick is the most excited about is he kind of got the pot stirring on this. March 7th, the witchy woman herself, Kaya McKenna, will be joining us.
Oh man, you don't know how big I'm smiling.
All Podermania talents, all announced this week. I have slid into some other DMs trying to get things arranged. Just waiting on replies. If I don't even see that the message has been read here in the next couple of days, I'm going to hit up Ed, who we had on earlier this month, see if he can kind of help nudge some of them along. Like, hey, read your messages. Get back to these guys. They're good people.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can get some of the other Podermania talent that's going to be on the show. Izzy Moreno is going to be on the show. I'd love to get everybody's favorite BFF. Brittany Brooks is going to be on the show. I'd love to get her, the center of everything. Not just talk about her journey, her everything, but having to be the rock for Chris Bay after his accident, because that is his significant other. You've got Nixie XS, who's going to be on that show.
Of violence.
I've tried to reach out to her. Shotzi Blackheart is going to be on that show. The Ballsy Badass. There's so many top tier women that are going to be on that show that I'm trying to reach out to try to get to come on here. I just need that little, hey, hit these guys back. They're good people,
Yeah. Yeah.
So be on the lookout. Make sure you're following the SRSX, because that is where those announcements will be made. Before they're announced here, they'll be announced there. So make sure you guys all tune in for that. But with that being said, for the Simple Man Noah Foster, for the He-Man James Hebert, for Mr. Reliable Walter Cruz, for the WrestleFish Ryan, for the Canadian connection in the bottom here, Nick and Ash, for the lovely Pink Ranger Datilla, I am the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. Thanking everybody for joining us and tuning in this evening, and we will catch you guys next time.